Good evening, soccer fans, and welcome to the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. I'm Joe Giuliano. Tonight, the Raging Rhinos with a record of 9 wins, 8 losses, and 6 ties, 33 points, playing host to the Puerto Rico Islanders. Kickoff at 6:05 p.m. right here at Paytech Park. And it is Hispanic night tonight. The first 3,000 fans, 21 years and older, receive a Rhinos bottle koozie courtesy of Heineken. The match is also a Kids Dollar Day. All kids 12 and under admitted into Paytech Park for just $1. So a lot of events going on here at Paytech Park. Looks like the rain is not going to come, and it has blown over. Should be a nice night for soccer. Tonight's game is the third and the final meeting between Rochester and Puerto Rico. It's Puerto Rico's first appearance to Rochester. The Rhinos enter the match tonight after defeating the Carolina Railhawks 2-0 on Friday night. Scotty Vallow making his debut, his first game in more than 3 months. He had 6 saves, earned his second shutout of the season, and with the win, Scotty Vallow tying Billy Andracki as the Rhinos goalkeeper with the most wins in the regular season. They're tied at 55. Hopefully Scott Vallow gets that number 56 tonight. Newly acquired forward Jamie Holmes made his Rochester debut last weekend in Montreal. He scored both his first Rhino start and goal as he had the game winner in the 11th minute. The second goal for the Rhinos coming from Johnny Ball, who had the assist to Jamie Holmes on the first goal. A free kick goal by John Ball, 83rd minute, his second goal of the season as the Rhinos again defeating Carolina 2-0 on Friday night. Rochester and Puerto Rico, they've played twice this year, both games down in Puerto Rico. April the 13th, the Rhinos losing 2-1 at Juan Ramon Lubriel Stadium. Ahmed Diallo scoring the only goal for the Rhinos there. Then on June 3rd, end up with a 1-1 draw. Diallo again, the Rhinos goal scorer, so Diallo could have the magic number to put some behind the net, in the net for the Rhinos tonight against the Puerto Rico Islanders. Ahmed Diallo has got 9 goals this year, first in the USL First Division. He's got 18 points, good for second place overall in the USL First Division standings. When we come back, we will take a look at tonight's opponent, the Puerto Rico Islanders, with some familiar names and faces to Rochester soccer fans. You are listening to the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Welcome back. This is the second segment of the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. Joe Giuliano getting ready tonight for the Rhinos and the Puerto Rico Islanders. Puerto Rico coming to Paytech Park after a 3-0 loss to Atlanta on Friday. The Islanders have played 22 games this year, 7 wins, 6 losses, 9 ties. They've got 30 points there, tied for 6th in the USL First Division with Vancouver. Midseason coaching change by the Islanders. Former SC Dallas coach Colin Clark has taken over, and he is a quality coach who's going to do a great job with the team in Puerto Rico. The offense for the Puerto Rico Islanders, led by midfielder Noah Delgado. The former Rhino, has 12 points this year, 5 goals, 2 assists in 18 appearances this season for the Islanders. Let's not forget Delgado played for the Rhinos and also for Coach Calloway in Syracuse with the Salty Dogs. So little payback for Noah Delgado possibly in the works this evening. Puerto Rico has also signed forward Greg Simmons. He's played in 1 game so far this year, 32 minutes, yet to find the back of the net. He will get the start tonight. Simmons wearing number 16. Look for the former Rhino, the big forward up top, playing for Puerto Rico tonight. Josh Saunders has played 20 games in the nets for Puerto Rico. He's at a 1.15 goals against average, but Michael Bohanic has been the surprise starter the last 2 games, 1-0 loss to Seattle, 3-0 loss to Atlanta. Michael Bohanic will also get the start in goal tonight for the Puerto Rico Islanders. So let's look at tonight's opponent. The Puerto Rico Islanders have a record of 7 wins, 6 losses, and 9 ties. They've got 30 points. The Rhinos, 9, 8, and 6, 33 points. With a win tonight, Puerto Rico can tie Rochester with 33 points, and if the Rhinos are to come up with a victory, they can get some breathing room between themselves and the Puerto Rico Islanders, giving them 36 points. Coming up, Soccer Sam will join us from field level. This is the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. This is the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. I am Joe Giuliano. The Rhinos and the Puerto Rico Islanders doing battle tonight. Rochester coming in with 33 points. They are in fourth place currently in the USL First Division. Puerto Rico 30 points, tied for sixth with Vancouver as we head for our 6:05 kickoff tonight. Let's go down to field level. Soccer Sam now joins us on the pregame show. Sammy, welcome to the pregame show, and how's everything going down on field level?
Joe, everything's great right here. I'm looking in the sky. The skies are blue over the field. The rest of the sky is looking a little dark, but over here at Paytech Park, it is perfect. But, Joe, speaking of perfect, I have a player with me that has had a perfect year this year until he joined team injury for the Rhinos. Former Houston hotshot, won a championship last year. Former Houston player, and went to Syracuse University. He's kind of homegrown up the street here in Syracuse. He wears number 3. He is Chris Aloisi. Chris, how you doing with the injury?
It's getting better, right now I have a torn meniscus, so day to day as we speak, almost week to week right now, to be honest with you. It's pretty swollen right now. I try to give it a go in the warm-ups and stuff like that, but still too swollen for me to do anything. Hopefully take another couple of days off and see how it is for the weekend coming up. But, a little frustrating now with all the injury bugs and hitting me now, so a little frustrating, but we're trying to get through this now.
Chris, at the start of the season, you seem to have a little trouble finding yourself a little comfortable in the back, but the last 10, 12, 13 games, you really seem to find your spot, and you were doing a great job. The injury's got to be such a frustrating time to come for you.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I appreciate you thinking I'm playing well, and I think for me it was just getting a feel for everything, getting a feel for the team, getting a feel for the the facility of the turf. The turf is obviously takes a little time to get used to, but especially fighting injuries, here and there in the beginning of the season, I finally felt like I was getting fit and ready to go, and I felt like very, very comfortable out there again. So right now it's frustrating. I'm hoping to this will only be maybe this game, and hopefully I can start training again this week and get out there for Minnesota. We have obviously capable enough players to come in and play well, and that showed on Friday. So hopefully it won't be too much longer than this game, but I won't know until later in the week.
Chris, something else that showed on Friday is the return of Scott Vallow. This being your first year here in Rochester, were you surprised to see the fan support and the huge turnout for Scott Vallow coming back?
No, he's a big name. Going to college up in Syracuse, I've heard his name before. Playing obviously in the MLS, I've heard his name before. And playing with him in the preseason, I knew he had a huge following up in Rochester. And he's a top keeper. Obviously he's one of the top keepers, if not the best keeper in this league when healthy. And obviously one of the top keepers if he was to jump up to the MLS. So our fan support's been great all year. Hopefully it keeps continuing for him and for our team, and as we make a playoff push here. And I think once we get everyone healthy, I think we're going to surprise a few people out there.
Chris, what about the mixing and matching? At times you were the lone defender back there with midfielders playing side by side in defensive roles. How difficult was that?
Yeah, it's tough. You're right. We have a big stretch of injuries right now, and it seems to be more to the back of the team than any other part of the team. With that said, I think guys are trying to fill in where they can. In that situation, being one of the only true defenders out there, you're trying to do as much as possible in terms of organizing and keeping somewhat of a consistency back there as best you can. But like you said, when you're ready midfielders to play in the back, it tends to be a little difficult. But I thought guys stepped in, did what they could. Like I said, we're still, in the upper part of the standings, so obviously we've righted the ship a little bit, and hopefully, now we can, getting everybody back and getting going and starting to play well together. Like I said, we're very looking forward toward the end of the stretch run.
Chris, you found your stretch, you found your rhythm. Listen, it'd be great to get you back in the lineup, and we'll see you out there soon.
Thanks a lot, and I appreciate everything, all right?
Chris Aloisi joining us field level with Soccer Sam. The Rhinos taking on the Puerto Rico Islanders. Hispanic night. Sammy, doing some dancing down there?
Dude, I'm doing the merengue right now. I'm learning the merengue because at halftime they're going to have a merengue contest, baby, and I'm going to be doing it. I can't wait.
We've had some great times calling games down in Puerto Rico, and now former Rhino Greg Simmons in the lineup probably will get the start tonight. Actually, we'll get the start tonight. Greg Simmons has been all around, but he can score goals. What are your thoughts on Simmons now with Puerto Rico?
I tell you, Joe, that makes Puerto Rico even more dangerous. Simmons could score from anywhere. He's a real smart, intelligent player. If he gets the service from Noah Delgado, he could be extremely, extremely dangerous up top there. But, hey, I'm looking for Scott Vallow to get another shout-out tonight. Scott Vallow this Friday night, past Friday night, played so good. I think this team's going to be fired up for him. And crowd looks like it's going to be fantastic tonight. A lot of Hispanic sites. Hispanic night here, playing some great music right now, and there's flags in the stands, and the people are really into it. So they got some dancers right now doing their thing, and there is going to be a merengue contest at halftime, so you can register at guest services. So if you're on your way in, and they're going to have some great prizes, Joe. So later on, baby, me and you, we're going to practice some of those dances we learned in Puerto Rico at that club we won't talk about right now.
Okay, Soccer Sam, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you on the post-game show. Soccer Sam joining us from down in the field, getting you ready tonight, actually, for the Rhinos and the Puerto Rico Islanders. 6:05 kickoff, Hispanic night, and don't forget the first 3,000 fans, 21 years and older, receive a Rochester Rhinos bottle koozie, courtesy of Heineken, and it's also Kids Dollar Day. All kids 12 and under admitted into Paytech Park for just $1. Great night for soccer. Great evening to check out Paytech Park. You are listening to the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. When we come back, we'll take a look around the USL First Division and also take a look at some scores from the opening weekend in the English Premier League. You are listening to the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. We are back. The final segment of the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream. Joe Giuliano. Thanks to Soccer Sam as he's getting ready to introduce the players at field level. Looking at some scores last night in the USL First Division. Charleston 1-0 winners over California. Former Rhino Ian Fuller with the game-winning goal in injury time. Portland and Vancouver scoreless. The Timbers are winless in their last 6 games. No wins, 2 losses, and 4 ties. Yet they still top the table. And we'll say they top the table for now. They are definitely going in the wrong direction. The Seattle Sounders, Minnesota Thunder, 2-2 draw. The Thunder are winless in 6. Seattle undefeated in 12 games, and they are knocking at the door at 39 points, 1 behind the Portland Timbers in the standings of the USL First Division. 3 games tonight. Puerto Rico is here in Rochester, Atlanta at Miami, and Minnesota at Vancouver. As we mentioned, Portland topping the table with 40 points, Seattle with 39, Montreal 35, Rochester with 33. How sweet would it be to pick up 3 more points and have Rochester jump up over Montreal in the USL First Division standings? The bottom of the table right now, the Minnesota Thunder 18 points, the California Victory with 19 points. We'll see how things shape up as the playoff race begins in 2007. Major League Soccer yesterday, FC Dallas 3-2 winners over Columbus, Colorado. 1-0 winner over the Houston Dynamo. Dwayne De Rosario scoring an own goal, giving Colorado the victory there. 2 games tonight in Major League Soccer. One is at the half right now. We don't have a score for you just yet. Toronto FC at the New York Red Bulls. And 7 p.m. tonight, David Beckham and the LA Galaxy going to the New England Revolution. Kickoff this weekend, EPL soccer finally underway. Sunderland, 1-0 winners over Tottenham. Roy Keane, what a great return to the Premiership. Newcastle, 3-1 over Bolton. Sam Allardyce sending a message to his old club. Manchester City, 2-0 over West Ham. Sven-Goran Eriksson, a great debut in Premiership soccer. Liverpool, 2-1 over Aston Villa. Steven Gerrard, 87th minute free kick for the win there. Arsenal, trailing 1-0. After 72 minutes, comes back to win 2-1. And today, Man United and Reading 0-0. That's a look at some scores and some news and notes from the wonderful world of soccer. When we come back, Don Stevens will come back with the coaches interview. Tonight, it's the Rhinos and the Puerto Rico Islanders coming to you live from Paytech Park. You have been listening to the Rhinos pregame show, sponsored by Perry's Ice Cream on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
And good evening to you. Welcome to Paytech Park. As the breeze beginning to blow a little bit here, the Rhinos getting ready to take on the Puerto Rico Islanders. And the Rhinos coming in off of the 2-0 win over Carolina here a couple of nights ago to get on the winning side and coming a little bit closer to that playoff spot, locking up a position. The coach's pregame interview is brought to you by Dodge. Grab life by the horns. And talking with the coach of the Rhinos, Roy Calloway, about the victory here on Friday night.
Oh, very, very pleased. There was a period during the middle part of the game, 15-20 before half-time and 15-20 after half-time where they really took it to us and gave us a lot of problems, but we defended well. Ballow's leadership obviously was apparent. Even in that period of time where they took it to us, we had 3 great chances to have won the game or sealed the game. Point-blank chances, really, chances that we should score. Diallo probably should have done better with a couple, but hey, we were making chances again, and in the end we got the goal to clinch it, and that was a great result, especially that we knew Carolina would throw everything at us, including the kitchen sink, because of their desire to beat us. So it was a good feeling to come away with 2 wins and a tie against them after all the BS that's been going on. So we feel good.
I want to talk about Vallo coming back in. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it just seemed like maybe the whole team had a little bit more confidence in his play. Would you agree with that?
I think that started, when he made his mind up he wanted to play the day before the game. You could sense that with the players. When I announced that the day before, he got a little fanfare from the players and a little ripple of applause, part, I think, relief and part sarcasm. But, our players are in the locker room, so they gave him a little lift, and they gave him and then, of course, his Superman introduction. I'm sure he's been getting some stick over that, but, he sort of, in a way, has been partly our Superman over the last couple of seasons since I've been here, and hopefully he'll be that now through the rest of the season in the playoffs.
Now, another hero somewhat emerged, scoring the first goal in his Rhinos career last game, Jamie Holmes. Happy with his play.
Tremendous. I think he could be a really good player. Now he pulled a slight hammy, a little bit like scalp palpable.
We're having some difficulties with the connection to Paytech Park, and we'll have Don Stevens back here with the pregame show continuing just as soon as possible here on WYSL and WYSL1040.com.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and a home of the brave.
Paytech Park tonight, the Raging Rhinos getting to take on the Puerto Rico Islanders. Glad to have you folks along. I'm Don Stevens alongside Joe Giuliano. Just a little bit of a warning to those of you along our broadcast network here, where some stormy activity has kind of gone through the area. Just high winds and stuff. No rain or anything at this point, but we're getting some popping going on, and we've been bounced off on part of our network. So those of you along our network, I'm not sure which side or how many of you might lose us on occasion, but we'll do the best we can to keep the game intact here for you. So stick with us. All right. The Rhinos and the Islanders, third in the last meeting of the year between the two teams as we check the starting lineups tonight. And the lineups brought to you by Nothegel, Rochester's full-service realtor. Starting out, first of all, for the visiting Islanders. In goal is Michael Bohonic, as he comes in, having played just a couple of games at 2 losses and a 2.00 goals against average. On defense, we'll see Jay Needham, Marco Velez, Mauricio Segovia, and Alexis Rivera. Through the midfield, Edwin Miranda, David Johnson, Peter Villegas, and Noah Delgado, the former Rhino. Then up front, Fabrice Noel and another former Rhino, Greg Simmons, in his second game with the Islanders. In goal for the Rhinos, returning for his second game back from injury, Scott Vallow in goal. Had a nice win here 2 nights ago. Now on the season has a 2-1-0 record and a 0.67 goals against average. On the defense, Kevin Novak, Scott Palguda, Nate Kraft, and Tim Wabansu. Up front, we'll see Kevin Burns, PJ Shifley, Aaron Lyons, and John Ball. And then up front, John Menyonger and Ahmad Diallo. So there's your starters tonight. And the Rhinos with a couple of changes in this one. As a forward who scored his first goal, Jamie Holmes, came up limp last game, and he's unable to go in this one. And then also defender Jason Perry, who is listed as a substitute tonight. So he could probably put in a few minutes, but he is not starting. Throws it on top. Lyons with the ball on the right wing side. Throws it deep to the corner, and the ball rolling to the end line is out over the end line, and it'll be a goal kick coming up here for the Islanders. No score in the game, just getting started. We're in the second minute again. Just a warning for those of you along our network. Parts of you on the network, I think, are in or out of our broadcast a little bit here tonight. We've got some popping on the line. I'm not sure what it is. Joe must have been gnawing on the power cables or something. Here.
I get in there, I mess with those wires, and I just see what does what, and sometimes, some bad things happen.
You don't get them back together right, eh? Did you come up with extra parts this time?
A lot of extra parts.
Through midfield, headed up in the air. Underneath the Novak, but that's flicked forward. And then chased down again by the out to near midfield with the ball back and forth. It's tipped to the outside of the long chip up the left wing side. Rolling deep in the corner, Bonsu back to take it. As he beats Noel to the ball and puts it up into the stands.
This Rhinos defense is 4-4-2 on paper, but it's kind of like a hybrid 4-4-2. Really a 3-5-2. Novak and the outside defender Kraft, they have
out the right side, Novak brings it ahead to midfield. As he approaches the midfield line, his long chip knocked down at midfield. Lyons couldn't get to it, but a foul is called, and a restart just to their own side of midfield for the Islanders.
And Puerto Rico comes into this. It's their 5th and final game of a road trip. It's been a long road for the Islanders, and they're dying to get back to the comfortable home at Juan Ramon Lubriel. It's been a long road trip.
Johnson spinning around at center circle, coming through and works up to the 20. His pass circling to the through ball is blocked away and then hammered out of the far wing by Shifley. Back there midfield, recovered by the Islanders again. Dropped off in the middle. And a long chip through into Rhino territory, but Palguda's there to head it up in the air, coming down to the midfield line. That's knotted forward into Rhino territory. Burns then will head it aside off in the near wing for Kraft. Early stages of this game just getting underway. Drop back and a pass upfield to his 35 for Burns. Turns back looking to get away from Miranda. Long pass to the outside of the far wing for Novak. The Rhinos have it. He'll give it off to John Ball. Works wide to the right side. Ahead to the 40. But is tackled, pulled down, and foul is called. So the Rhinos will have a free kick from their own 40 on the far side.
Puerto Rico is not going to sit back. They're applying some high pressure. Rochester, though, they do a nice job knocking that ball around, trying to find the space instead of just going with that long ball, making it a 50-50. They retain possession.
Bonsu short on the restart. Novak feeds it off in the middle for Lyons toward the center circle for Burns. He'll then switch to the outside on the near wing and ahead with it Kraft at midfield. Drops it back. His own side of midfield and rolls it out on the right wing side. Drop back. And underneath it, Bonsu, long chip up the right wing as the ball is blocked and played aside off on the far wing. Carried away by the Islanders. Rivera, as he is blocked at midfield, the ball skips out of bounds. A throw in on the far side for the Rhinos near midfield.
T-Bone Bonsu had a great game, I thought, on Friday against Carolina, and tonight again his timing on the tackles has been excellent. He's in, he's out, and the timing has been precise.
So on the restart, Rhinos have the ball. Back at midfield, Novak dropping it off of the midfield line for Bonsu, and a long service downfield to the 20. Diallo up but couldn't get a hand on it. Now it's knocked down with a hand, but no call made. Another handball in front. That's knocked down, and the ball played away out of the near side. You not see 2 or 3 handballs.
2
right
handballs, but the Rhinos cut a huge break on Friday when Bonsu's shot was blocked with the hand, and or Bonsu blocked a shot with his hand.
Oh, so that makes it okay then.
No, it's just it's funny how things pay you back.
Yeah, rolls out on the near side off of the Rhinos. Throw in for the Islanders near midfield. Needham takes about a 10-yard walk before making the throw in. Off the near wing as trying to get to it. As the ball rolls to the end line is Noel, and out over the end line, it'll be a goal kick for the Rhinos. 7th minute here at Paytech, no score.
Noel trying to fight off Bonsu. The referee's assistant says goal kick, but the referee, he has the power to overrule his assistant, and he does.
Oh, he says corner kick, huh?
He says corner kick, and then Noel, a little fighting and arguing, actually wins the call.
All right, so the corner off the right wing side. And we have Johnson is there, and also there is Villegas, who's going to take the corner kick. Looks like it'll be Johnson.
There's no sense in wasting a short one here. Vegas should get into the box, become more of an option.
Short in the box, headed away and out by Ball after it lines and will further it out across midfield, and chasing it down is Rivera along the midfield line. On the left wing side, pass up the wing. Checking back on the ball, chasing it down is Velez in the center circle, giving it off and a feed forward to Delgado. Oh, Delgado leading this team with 5 goals, 12 points. On the outside to Rivera on a give-and-go pass, but that's blocked away by Novak nicely, and the Rhinos will carry it away. Burns on the right side. Menyonger drops it off at midfield for Aaron Lines as he moves forward into Puerto Rico territory. Lines on the right wing side, lays it off in the middle for Scheifele. Turning back to the ball once again. He'll then lay it back into the center circle for Palguda. Drops it to outside of midfield for Bonsu. On the right wing side, pass ahead up the wing. Lines continuing on. 40 yards out, looks back toward the middle. Drops it off at the midfield line. The Rhinos playing very deliberate at the moment here.
Yeah, they're just trying to find some openings. They're kind of hoping now Puerto Rico comes forward a little more instead of packing it in.
Through ball to Menyonger after, but that's too far through. Is able to get to it is the goalkeeper Bohanic, and he holds on. You know, I never did get a chance to find out if their other goalkeeper who had played all the first 20 games of the season, Josh Saunders, is hurt or what's happened there.
I didn't get an update on that. I was a little surprised to see that as well. He had a 1.15 goals against average. Could have been just a change to spark things up. Bohanic hasn't won a game yet, though.
Up the right side, deep in the right wing corner is Simmons, down near the end line. Former Rhino with a long delivery inside, but that's booted away by Burns. Simmons had not been playing anywhere this year. I said to him on the way into the park here tonight, I said, well, where have you been? He says, home with the kids.
It'll do enough to get you back out of the field.
I guess his short retirement is over, and he's back on the pitch here now for Puerto Rico. He's been around a little bit in this league.
We'll see what kind of energy he's going to come with tonight. Again, hasn't played at the high level all season long. We'll see if he can go 90. He's only played 32 minutes.
That was last game, his first game of the season, in the game in Atlanta. Well, he's been now with, Hershey, and then here, and Charleston, and
Richmond.
Yeah, that's right, too.
He's a great player, but he's got a bit of an attitude that some coaches don't want to deal with. That's why you see him getting bounced around. He's very strong-willed, and he'll do it his way.
Spun out of bounds on the near side, throw in for the Islanders from their own 20. And we're in the 10th minute here at Paytech. No score between the Rhinos and Islanders. High looping throw into midfield. Palguda in underneath it. Heads it high in the air. Burns flicks it aside. And Ball dropping it back for Burns. Missed on it. As the ball is whipped forward. And now into Rhino territory. Palguda with the left foot will then volley it downfield. Almost snuck it over top, but blocked away in the middle. Miranda then moving in. Scheifele heads it aside. Carried forward by Ball from 20. Long shot in. It spins wide. Out the right post out over the end line. Nice outward bending shot by Ball as he almost picked the wide side.
That was whistling John Ball. It's a swerving shot that goes away from the keeper. Scheifele dedicates or commits himself with the header there, and it's with the outside of the foot. Swerves away from the net. Goalkeeper Bohanic makes a good save, or good attempt on the save.
Kick to be taken by Bohanic with the right foot. Delivers through midfield, coming down to Rhino territory. Simmons with a flick on, but Novak in underneath it will volley it forward. Burns settles at the feet as he's bothered from behind by Miranda. Knocked out on the far wing, and Delgado up with the ball for the Islanders. Pass ahead for Simmons, tackled and taken down. It's not Simmons. And the ball out on the far wing is brought away out to midfield. On the right wing side, Long chip to the corner by Ball. After it, Menyonger. He won't get there. He's offside anyway, so the flag is in the air on the far side.
He was definitely off. He just wondered when the flag was going to come up.
Yeah, so he didn't have to keep making the run.
I think he got tired. I think he's okay. It's off. That's enough of this.
All right, so the goalkeeper, Bohanik, will take the kick.
Rain is coming down.
The keeper, Michael Bohanik, 6'2", 180, a 26-year-old from Bohemia, New York. Pass ahead in the middle. And the ball will skip through and roll out of bounds on the near side. So the Rhinos will have a throw in from their own 18 on the near wing. Kraft into Palguda. Rolls it ahead for Burns. Looking back to the outside for Kraft along the near wing. Turning back with the ball. Drops it off. Palguda's pass forward. Taken by Burns once again. And then played away off the foot of Simmons. Skipping back and out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos from their own 10. Off on the near corner.
Quicker midfield play is what the Rhinos need. Burns has got to be a little quicker on his touch in his decision making.
14th minute at Paytech Park. No score between the Rhinos and the Islanders. Kraft with the throw in up the left wing side into the midsection of Diallo, but he's hauled down, and the foul is called. Villegas kicks the ball away, and the Rhinos have to recover it. All right, on the restart, Burns looks through, rolls it off into the middle for Bonsu. He'll bring it forward and turns it to the outside on the right wing for Novak. Pass off into the middle. Ball taking it there. Rolling ball ahead. Lines to the outside again for Novak. Had to hustle to keep it in bounce, and then he just put it off of Delgado and out. So a throw in for the Rhinos. And the Puerto Rico 35 on the far side. Short to Lines, right back to the outside for Novak. Drops it off, Lines up the right wing, tried to sneak it through. Now taken by Ball as he steals it right back from Johnson. And he's grabbed onto and held, so the foul is called, and it'll be a free kick for the Rhinos. 30 yards out off the right wing side.
This is very similar to what we saw Carolina trying to pull on Friday. Prevent the Rhinos from getting any kind of flow, any kind of rhythm. Just make it very choppy. A lot of contact.
Out the left wing, here's taken by Ball. On the near side, in the middle for Burns. Drops it back in the center circle. Bonsu to the outside along the near wing for Kraft. Up the left wing, brings it ahead. And a pass off into the middle where Scheifele will drop it to the outside again for Kraft. Back near midfield for Palguda, moving up on the ball. Looks toward the middle. And then he has nothing to do but drop it all the way back down to his own keeper. Out at his 20.
He may have had a little more time there to square up and see what's downfield instead of...
And back to the Islanders side of midfield, played out on the near wing. Simmons with a back heel to Villegas, drops it off, but stolen away neatly by Burns and carried forward by the Rhinos. Diallo one touch into the middle for Menyonger, skips through, and up with it here's John Ball. Sneaks it to the outside of the left wing. Diallo near corner of the box. Trying to get a return pass, sends for the back post, but Ball had stopped the run as he would have put himself offside, and the ball out over the end line, so it's a errant try by the Rhinos.
It was a great ball, though, by the Rhinos. Ahmed Diallo. He's looking for some help. John Ball again setting up the table there. He's coming forward, draws some defenders with him. There's no one on the back door, though, to neatly tap that one in. It's a good opportunity that goes right across the 6. No one there for the Rhinos.
Cross midfield, headed away back to near the midfield line. As the ball is pushed away and out of bounds on the far side. Up with it, Ball. He'll go at the throw into Lines, dropping it back on the outside once again at Novak. Will then lay it back to his own side of midfield. Cleared cross rink on the near field on the near side by Bonsu, and up with it is Kraft as he brings it forward into the center circle. On the right wing side again for Novak, and up the right wing across midfield. Looking through the through ball, it is through, and Menyonger on the right wing side, rolling down inside, but blocked away and out over the end line. Great goal kick.
Great saving slide.
Oh, wait a minute. That's off of the Islanders, so it's a corner kick for the Rhinos.
Yeah, Velez did a great job, timed it beautifully, and Diallo was just going to pounce on it if it had come through. Johnny Menyonger was put through on a nice ball behind the defense, and good defense there by Velez to slow things down.
Once again, for those along our network, we know that we're getting knocked off on part of our network delivery of this game here tonight, but haven't been able to figure out quite what to do about it. So for those of you along our network that are getting knocked off the air here, we apologize and do the best we can to keep it rolling. Rolls down near the end line. Ball grabbing on to Velez, and well, the whistle blows. The foul is called and a free kick for the Islanders off the end line.
And Puerto Rico's got somebody warming up already at this early stage of the game. We'll see if there's an injury or what Colin Clark has in mind here for the Islanders.
19th minute, no score at Paytech Park.
Looks like Payette. He is listed as a defender warming up.
Mahonic with the kick. Delivers out through midfield. Ball knocked down, chased back by Bonsu, and then he'll boot it aside. Lyons trying to get to it. On the far wing, comes away with the ball. As he's taken down, foul is called. And so a free kick for the Rhinos from their own 25.
Miranda, it wasn't sure what the call was. Lyons got stepped on, got pushed, and a little bit of something else. That's an easy call there.
Rolling ball out to midfield. Menyonger, one touch to the outside, but nobody there. Rolls away, and it's a turnover as the throw-in will be near midfield for the Islanders.
And Miranda, actually, when Lyons was down in the turf, puts the studs in the back of the calf. That's a bit of a cheap shot.
Al Good in underneath it with the right foot. That's along the far side, but that spins out of bounds. So now a throw-in for the Islanders from 35 yards out off the left wing. And so we'll have a free kick. Great position, a great spot on the ball right here for the Islanders. Just outside the 18-yard box, a hair to the left of center. Rhinos scored one the other night, just about in that same spot.
We'll see how they defend it. Puerto Rico has got some options. Simmons, Villegas can strike these very well.
Well, the Rhinos have a rather large wall. In fact, it's about every player they've got is out there, along with a couple of the Islanders players also in the wall. Because the referee has the yellow card in his hand for some reason. He's issuing a yellow.
Burns.
To Burns?
Yeah, I think Burns not giving him the 10 yards when he asked for it, so he'll go in the book.
All right, first caution of the night. Here's the shot in, blocked at the wall, up in the air, comes out to the 30. Moving in underneath him, Miranda with a shot in, skipping wide left, missing the outside post by a foot and over the end line. It'll be a corner kick coming up here for the Islanders.
Big deflection there, but Scott Vallow, his dive was perfect. You could see if that's on frame, I think Scotty Vallow's got it covered. Great reaction from a guy who's been out 3.5 months and doesn't show any rust there at all.
Corner kick from the left wing side. Coming down in the middle of the box, punched away out over the end line once again. And that evidently off of the Islanders. So it'll be a goal kick now for the Rhinos.
Well, we certainly are having our share of problems with the hookup to Paytech Park tonight. Don and Joe will be dialing in on an alternate piece of equipment, apparently, and we should be hearing from them momentarily. So we appreciate your patience here on WYSL. At WYSL1040.com, we'll be back to Rhinos action momentarily.
Let's start walking. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Come on, come on.
Wow. Out away upfield. Villegas to the outside for Simmons. On the near wing, drops it back in the middle. And we apologize to those of you along our network who have only heard maybe a part of the game. It's an offside against the Islanders. And so the free kick for the Rhinos. So again, the Rhinos scoring. Rochester scoring, and that goal coming in the
27th minute, Menyonger unassisted. He also missed the yellow card. 28th minute, Kevin Novak picking up the yellow for the Rhinos. I don't know how you do this play-by-play, but I'm tired. I'm taking the night off.
Yeah, that's right. You should, because you only took last week off, or the last 2 weeks off. All right, back to Bonsu. Long as 40 in the middle. He'll bring it forward. Pass ahead. Turn to the outside. Burns on the right wing for Novak. Still a little bit of sprinkling here at Paytech Park. Not coming down very much, but a little bit.
Yeah, some players are having some trouble with the footing. Shifley especially has gone down a couple of times.
Out the left wing side into Rhino territory. Delgado with it there. A feed toward the middle looking for the through ball, but Palguda gets the right foot on it to drive it off of the far wing and out of bounds. Throw in for the Islanders. And the pass into Delgado as he settles the ball, trying to drop it back in the middle. Turns back to the outside again, and a pass ahead, knocked down as the ball is recovered Working toward the middle, but unable to get through is Noel, and the ball loose on the far wing will be chased down in the corner by Ball. On him is Johnson of the Islanders. In the left wing corner, 31st minute here at Paycheck, 1-0 lead for the Rhinos. Out of bounds.
Villegas down was playing more of a central midfield role. He's kind of pushed now to the outside. I think they want to get him swerving some balls into the box to Simmons and Noel. Not many touches for him so far.
Left-footed out to midfield. That's flicked to the outside again, in underneath the ball, but not away. And Johnson to the outside, chased there by Ball, lost it out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos from their own 35 on the far side. Well, by the time Ball gets done walking, it'll be closer to midfield. Here's the throw in, and it's pushed to the outside again. Touched ahead to the outside along the far wing, trying to get loose is Noel. Working back toward the middle, on the 20 in the middle, turned to get away from Burns, still has it. Right foot crack of the ball, but blocked away by Burns. Comes out top, another go at the frame, and that's 2 feet over top of the crossbar on the shot by Miranda.
That is great defending, though, by Kevin Burns. Noel, he wants to find space, wants to open up. You thought with the cutback move he was going to find that gap, but Burns stays with him, holds his line, makes the great block.
Now with the goal kick. Sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include Auction Direct. For your next car, log on to auctiondirect.com. World Gym, real gyms, real people, real results. And Salvatore's. Out to midfield, pushed to the outside. Ball in underneath into the midfield line, chased there by Rivera. And double team Delgado on him also. Drops the ball back neatly for Novak. Toward the center circle for Burns. Up the middle to Menyonger, back at the midfield line. Palguda along on the left wing side, trying to get in underneath of his lines. Ball rolling to the end line of Velez there for the Islanders in the corner. Will put it up into the stands.
In the run of play, Puerto Rico, there's blue jerseys almost everywhere. Very compact, very good shape. The goal they gave up was on a restart, but otherwise they've been very compact in the back.
Dropped off along the near wing. Palguda long chip up the left wing side. In underneath it is Shifley. Here the end line. High cross. Coming down to the 10 as they block toward the middle. Rolls out of the far end of the box. Chased after there by Rivera. Nice job to tackle it away by Burns. On the right side. Goes for the frame, but too high. Now on the end line. Shifley hits it back toward the middle. Moving in lines with a shot. Knocked down in front. Another shot attempt, but that's finally deflected away and carried off by Johnson. Long ball downfield. Simmons is in behind and offside.
He just couldn't get it through the wall of orange and blue there, as the Rhinos are just, now with this kind of conditions, send it to the box, kind of muck it up, see what happens. As players lose their footing, balls kind of pop out here and there. They put the Puerto Rico defense under pressure, and Lions hit a great look.
Bansu at midfield. With the right foot. He'll serve it through midfield. That's headed aside, off in the middle. Ball knocks it down, getting to it, but then got away from him off his right knee and taken back by Johnson of the Islanders. Turns it to the outside along the left wing. Ahead is Delgado. Across the midfield line. A long chip deep to the far corner. Noel after it, but getting to it first, Palguda, and then Noel knocks him head over feet, and a throw in on the far side for the Islanders from the Rochester 35.
Palguda and Noel get kind of tangled up, a little shoving. Novak now steps in.
Yeah, he gives a nice little push to Noel as the ball up in the air and played aside by Novak on the far wing. Brought away by Ball. Well, I'll tell you what, I thought that Novak was ready to tee up the right hand.
You know, he's the little guy. He steps in for the big guy, Palguda. You got to love that.
Yeah. Long service downfield, headed aside by Segovia. And out toward midfield where it's taken by the Rhinos. There's in the center circle, Palguda off on the near wing and carried forward now by Kraft. Off the left wing side, being chased, but Kraft still with it. Turns, drops it back, lines one touch up the left wing and spinning in behind, trying to get away is Shifley. He's taken down, play goes on. On the near wing, chipped down inside and headed away out over the end line. So it'll be a goal kick.
Shifley, I like what he's playing on his left side. He's got some great passion, some great desire.
It'll be a corner kick, actually, for the Rhinos off the left wing.
He's trying to make a lot happen, Shifley. This is a great chance for him, and maybe he'll get some more time as a starter. He's been very impressive early on.
35th minute and a 1-0 lead for the Rhinos. Corner off the left wing side. Burns, low service through the box. Up goes Bansu and got the head on it. However, way wide and out over the end line. And now a goal kick for the Islanders. Sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include Health Source Chiropractic at 90 Erie Canal Drive in the Canal Park Medical Complex. Also brought to you by Zweigels, the official hot dog at Paytech Park. And Nextel, Power Up.
Segovia on that last header there just doesn't get off the ground. The timing is everything there. Segovia way late on it. Bansu up over the big man, makes contact.
Out to midfield, headed for by Lines. Nodded off into the middle. Menyonger to Diallo, drops it back. Lines plays the left wing side and stumbling a little bit. Unable to get to it as Menyonger. Ball rolls out. Johnny Menyonger with a goal here tonight as he scores his 5th of the season.
I don't think he'll find anything easier than that.
Gives him 15 points on the year. Out on the near wing, in underneath it, Shifley out the chest, blocks it forward to the 25, trying to move in front, but he's bumped down to the field as he went to take the shot. Laid out on the far wing, the left wing side, Delgado. Now he's upended by Novak, and a foul is called, so a free kick for the Islanders from their own side of midfield.
Shifley took the ball off the chest, ran a little too far for him. Just couldn't get the shot away.
Long up the right wing side, Villegas near the end line, the near end of the 18. From 10 yards out, rolls it out top, sliding in underneath it. Burns knocked it down. Delgado can't get away, and Bonsu then will play it out near midfield. Ball with a tip out to the midfield line. It's chipped in the air on the near wing by Velez. And in underneath it on the near side is Needham. Off the right wing. Pass ahead. Back heel Delgado. Return pass dropped off in the middle for Needham. Moving in. Looks to the right foot. Takes a shot in and he missed wide right. Shanked it off the outside of his foot and wide. 37th minute. 1-0 lead for the Rhinos.
Needham has got to do better than that. That's some great soccer from the Islanders. Touch inside off the back heel by Noel. Needham top of the 18. It's got to at least be on frame. He's got Bonsu waiting there. Vela looking for the shot. It's not even on goal. That's a wasted opportunity by the Islanders. Needham's got to do much better than that.
Here is Vela with the kick. Low line drive kick coming down to the midfield line. It's headed away and bouncing around, but finally pulled away by Johnson of the Islanders into Rhino territory. Turns back in the 35, drops it back to the midfield line for Needham. Along the near wing of the right side for Villegas. And taken away by Shifley. Turns back with the ball and he'll drop it off into the keeper. Battle has it at his 6. Notice how many more times, if you will, the Rhinos play the ball back to the keeper now with Valo in there.
And he just knows when to release it, when to receive it, and he calms things down. He's just a huge presence in the back.
I guess I was trying to say how much more comfortable the Rhinos feel dropping it back to their keeper, I guess.
Well, and also,
certainly a confidence factor there.
Absolutely. Very comfortable with Valo and his experience. Santos, when you went back to him, the release was just very short. So I think they know that Valo's got the leg strength and the confidence to have a nice touch on the ball.
Palguda along his 35 in the middle for Bonsu. Back off on the near wing. Palguda to Kraft. On the near touchline, draws it forward up the left wing side across midfield. Diallo, one touch of the midfield line taken by Burns. And then he goes long to the outside of the left wing. Shifley won't get to it. It skips away out of bounds. We're in the 39th minute. And a 1-0 lead for the Rhinos. Throw in for the Islanders.
Not a bad idea there from Burns. A little too much on the touch. Johnny Ball also wide open on the opposite flank. Just maybe a little peek upstairs and see what else is going on.
Out to midfield, up in the air, Kraft underneath it, nods it away, but into the stands. So a throw in at midfield on the near side for the Islanders. Rhinos off to Minnesota next weekend. Saturday night, they'll be taking on the Thunder in Minnesota. Headed forward, blocked across midfield line, and after it Lines, volleying it to himself, and then it's backheeled away by Diallo, but the Rhinos still have it. Burns in the center circle, turns to get away from Simmons, drops it off at the midfield line. Palguda into the center circle, giving it to Bonsu, and he'll draw it forward and turns it to the outside on the right wing for Novak. On the attack now into Islander territory, which is to our left here in the first half. Lines on the outside for Novak, and along the far touchline for Ball. Drops it to his own side of midfield for Bonsu. In the middle, along the 35, Palguda.
Gonna settle this thing down, draw Puerto Rico out of the shell, and see if they can pop one in late.
Palguda with the left foot, hammers it upfield. However, Rivera steps in and takes the ball away for the Islanders. Approaching midfield, turn to the outside to get away from Ball. As he turns back at the midfield line, looking to roll it off in the middle and gives it off to Delgado. Tackled away by Burns, but Delgado spins back with the ball and drops it off at midfield for Miranda. His own side of midfield, Rivera. Off in the middle, where it's taken by Segovia. Pass ahead to the center circle for Johnson. To the outside of the near wing for Needham. As we're now in the 40th minute here at Paytech. Cross midfield off the right foot of Shifley, deflected away downfield. And a race for the ball. Kraft back. As the shoulder there puts Kraft down. And the shoulder coming from Fabricio Noel.
Yeah. Talk about the foul there. Definitely a shoulder from behind. But the closing speed of Noel, very impressive. Kraft, full-out sprint, just closes the door barely, as Noel showing that lightning speed he's got.
I'll bet that Kraft might not be back to full speed. He missed about 10 games and has seen limited action in the last couple.
He did just enough to win possession as they kind of congratulate each other.
Battle hammers it out through midfield, up in the air, comes down to the midfield line. Burns in behind, trying to get away, knocks it aside from Delgado, and Palguda with a left foot will volley it out through midfield. Headed back into Rhino territory, but blocked away by Burns, and Kraft tipping it aside for Palguda. Pass returned to Burns, working out toward midfield, switching to the right wing side for Novak. We're in the 41st minute here at Paytech, and a 1-0 lead for the Rhinos. Rochester trying to get closer and closer to locking up a playoff spot. Ball the midfield line. Shifley moving in. Ball tackled away, but recovered again by Ball of the Rhinos. Turns back and drops it back to the keeper. Coach Callaway reminding us that last year, I think it was 36 points. The year before was 33 points to take that 8th and final playoff spot. So he's kind of feeling like you get another win and you're pretty well, not mathematically, you've locked up a playoff spot.
You're in, but the top 4 would be even better, and you're picking up a bye and getting some much-needed rest. And speaking of rest, I think we're seeing some tired teams. Both teams playing on Friday night, Puerto Rico traveling. And as we go on here in this game, the pace slowing down a little bit, and it's very difficult to get those 2 games in a weekend.
Lines on the restart. Pass on the right side, again slipping, unable to get his feet under him is Menyonger, and the ball on the far touchline is played up into the stands by Rivera. Throw in on the far side for the Rhinos, 42nd minute. Head to Lines. Turned to the outside, brought away by Miranda, and then getting a foot on it is Shifley to pop it up in the air. Burns nods it back into the center circle for Palguda, touching it off along the midfield line for Lines, and he'll left-footed ahead up the left wing side. Back for Needham. Diallo watching him. Needham got away from him. It's out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos. 20 yards out off the left wing side. That's the near side of the field.
You need the long throwing option here. It's coming down pretty hard. And just put it in the box. Look for some kind of slip or flick.
Well, Shifley does have the cannon of a throw-in. Here it is, line drive in the box, little short. And it's played away out of the near wing. Out on the near side, Noel looking, turns to get away from Kraft, bringing him forward across midfield into Rhino territory. Chased by Burns, turned to the outside. Noel still has it along the near wing. Kraft now bumps and sends him down, and a foul is called. Free kick for the Islanders. This time it's Kraft helping Noel up.
Yeah, they've had a little battle going on here. And Noel, I think that's a little gamesmanship there. He's trying to streak forward. He's got no help up top. So he's just going to turn around, slow things down. The second he feels the contact, he'll take the tumble there and get a free kick and push some more bodies forward.
Needham with a pass ahead. Noel on the right wing side to the outside, but the pass behind Villegas is out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos. Other sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include Cintas, the service professionals. Discover what Cintas can do for your organization. RITN, everything you need to be perfectly comfortable. And the Harrow East Athletic Club on the web at harroweast.com. Cross midfield, ball knocked down, chip forward. Burns in underneath it now, long service for cross midfield. Diallo after it on the near wing. Will he get there in time? No, he does not. Ball skips out of bounds, throw in for the Islanders in their own end of the field.
And with the field getting wet and the rain still coming down, a lot of times we see teams resort to the long ball, the short passing game. The ball doesn't go where you want it, but the field turf holds up well. We'll see if anyone decides to go long instead of building it up.
Throw in never made it in bounds, so it'll go the other way to throw in for the Rhinos. Well, after last year's water ball season for the Rhinos, every game was in about 6 inches of water last year. It's been a great summer. I think this might almost be the first rain we've seen this year for soccer.
I don't remember the last 20 years praying for rain. If you saw my lawn, you'd know why, but it's very welcome to see the rain here tonight.
Throw in on the near side for Kraft. Headed up in the air underneath it. Menyonger drops it off. The yellow pass in the middle. Ball trying to draw it forward as he drug the right foot behind him, pulled the ball forward, but it rolls down near the end line. Needham blocking on the end line. Now on him and now Shifley, but the ball rolls out over the end line. And again, half of the right foot of Shifley and out, so it'll be a throw in for, or rather a free kick for the Islander goalkeeper.
What can you say about John Ball? He does things that 99% of players don't do in the USL. He just continually
that one
works.
there, let me see if I can describe it a little better. He was running forward. The pass was behind him. He reached behind on the run with his right foot, drug the ball from behind him forward.
And you know how many players would have just stopped and said, oh, it's behind me, I can't even go for it. But Ball just makes it happen.
Well, I know that 99% of the players, including myself, would have reached that back foot back while I'm running forward.
Yeah.
And, I would have done like about 17 somersaults. How do you stay on your feet?
And he's got great agility. I think the indoor game really helps John Ball for those quick passes that come to his feet with pressure. And he's a very agile player.
We're in stoppage time here at Paytech Park. 1 minute of injury time and a 1-0 lead for the Rhinos as Diallo then from his 35 sends a long one downfield. Diallo up, able to hit it aside, however, is called in the foul. I was wondering how he had so much hang time. He was sitting on the shoulders of Velez.
Hey, whatever helps, You're a little guy, it helps out to get a couple more inches.
Kick will be taken by Velez from his 35 in the middle. Looks it over downfield with the right foot, chips it through midfield. That's blocked aside, getting to it, Kraft with the left foot, pops it up in the air, back toward the midfield line. Rivera underneath it again. Menyonger turning to go for the ball, but got away from him as he stumbled, and downfield taken by Velez, and the Islanders have it back. Miranda to the outside on the near wing for Needham, left puts it through midfield, and there's the horn sounding to end the first half of play. So 1 half under the belt here at Paytech Park, and the Rhinos scoring the lone goal in that first half as Johnny Menyonger puts it away in the 27th minute. And Menyonger in the season now 5 goals, 15 points, and he's been coming on a lot stronger of late. He's gone quite a few games without points, but last game he had an assist. Last 4 games now has a goal and 2 assists for 4 points. So Menyonger is starting to put the points back on the board here.
Whether it's midfield or playing up top, Johnny Menyonger has done a good job. And he's going to get some more time up top with Ahmed Diallo. Diallo really kind of a quiet first half. He's got 9 goals on the year, but if it's Diallo or it's Menyonger scoring the goals, it doesn't matter as long as they're in the back of the net.
So here at Paytech Park, 1 half complete. We're going to be hearing Soccer Sam be talking to a player. Be talking to a player in just a moment as we'll see if the Rhinos can't gain some more points on Puerto Rico here in the standings. All right, let's try and send you downstairs now to Soccer Sam. Sammy, take it away, kiddo. Well, not getting Sammy.
I'm all off, and it will be good for the rest of the game.
So Johnny, I mean, you've been playing midfield most of the year. Now you're up top. Is this where you feel more comfortable?
No, it doesn't matter. Depends what the coach want to play me, So I do it for the team. I usually play, up front for the last 6 years, but that's what he want to play me in the midfield. So I play wherever he want me to play.
Now, what about these conditions? Are they good for you? Do you like playing in wet weather?
Yeah, it's nice. It'll go and move faster.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Faster. Johnny Menyonger getting a goal here. Congratulations, Johnny. Let's go back up to Don and Joe up top.
Thank you.
All right, Sam, thank you very much, and congratulations, Johnny Menyonger. We're at the half here at Paytech Park. 1-0 lead for the Rhinos. This is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. It's a drizzle here at Paytech Park tonight as the Rhinos have a 1-0 lead over the Puerto Rico Islanders at the half. First half statistics brought to you by Time Warner. Get all in one. Digital cable, Roadrunner, and digital phone. One simple package, one low price. 1 goal scored in the first half, and that by Johnny Menyonger, his 5th goal of the season, scoring unassisted in the 27th minute. Menyonger with the lone goal of the half, and the Rhinos taking a 1-0 lead. In that first half, the Islanders did outshoot Rochester by a 6-4 margin. 6 shots for the Islanders and 4 shots for the Rhinos. In corner kicks, it was 2 corner kicks for the Rhinos and 3 corners for the Islanders. And then offsides, I had 3 against Rochester and 2 offsides against Puerto Rico. Saves department, Vallo, the Rhinos credited with 1. At the other end, the goalkeeper, Bohanic, was not credited with a save. Fouls, a bunch of them that first half. 9 fouls against the Rhinos, 10 fouls against the Islanders. So that's where we're at the half here at Paytech Park. It is a 1-0 lead for the Rhinos over the Islanders, and this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Paytech Park tonight, the Rhinos and the Islanders going at it, and a 1-0 lead for Rochester at the end of the first half of play. And our pregame, wait a minute, what would this intermission interview is what this is. Tonight's intermission interview is brought to you by Connolly Printing, the official printer of the Rhinos. Not really sure what time of day it is right now. Alongside is the executive vice president of the Rhinos, Matt Ford. And Matt, well, unfortunately, a little bit of a drizzle here, but we were talking a little bit ago about after a year ago how bad the weather was for soccer, how good it's been this year.
Yeah, it's the first game I can remember this year that we've actually had rain at a Rhinos game. I think maybe one of the Open Cup games we did, but certainly not in the league. So we've been blessed with good weather for the most part, and it's a shame because it looked after Friday that we're going to do a decent crowd and a decent walk-up again, but I think the rain put an end to that. Back
to Friday night, it was a good crowd, and I'm not sure how many came out to see the return of Scott Vallo.
Yeah, it was a bit of an electric atmosphere, I'd say, with Scotty coming back and playing Carolina, a real good crowd in the house, a little over 10,000, and the guys performed. We got the win, and think everybody has been talking about it since, so it felt good.
Yeah, I was mentioning about the comments. I heard several comments after the game as I was walking out of the park about people, how much they enjoyed the game. It was a very exciting kind of a game.
It was, and I heard those comments too. Some good fan feedback. That's what it used to be like, and that's what we need to recreate and continue to put our best foot forward on the field and off the field.
Can you believe it? This is the 24th game of the season already.
I know. It doesn't seem but a week ago that I was filling in for you down in Puerto Rico and Miami.
That's right.
While you were finishing the hockey season.
That's right. The very first game of the year.
That's right.
Yeah, you went down there. Now is the so everything is gearing toward playoffs and another win or two, and it should lock up a playoff spot for the Rhinos. But are you looking toward the playoffs at this point?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want to clinch a spot first and foremost, and then the next goal is to finish in the top 4, so we get first choice of when we play that home game. We will try our best to avoid a West Coast team in the first round, or any round for that matter. Nobody wants to go out to Seattle, Portland, or Vancouver in the playoffs. And finish as high as we can. But everybody's beating everybody. Look at the results last night. Minnesota almost upset Seattle, tied 2-2 in the end, and Vancouver tied Portland, first place Portland, with 10 men. Nobody's running away with it, and there's a lot to play for.
All of a sudden, Portland, although they're not losing any games, they can't win a game either.
Yeah, they've tied 6 games at home now and dropped 12 points at home, which will be disappointing for them. But yeah, nobody's really putting a solid win streak together, and it opens the door again for the Rhinos.
Rhinos certainly starting to get out of the injury bug that took place, of course, with the return of Valo, but there's still some keys out of the lineup, including Kenny Birch and Matthew Delicott still out injured, and a few others also.
Yeah, it's good to see the likes of Nate Kraft back in the lineup. Some of those guys that have had lengthy layoffs, it would be nice to get Ambersley back, and obviously Birch and Delicott, as you've mentioned, and Jamie Holmes, the new kid that scored on Friday, he's got a little bit of a hamstring tweak, so hopefully we get him back for Montreal next weekend.
Talking with the Executive Vice President of the Rhinos, Matt Ford, continuing the conversation in just a moment from Paytech Park. 1-0 lead for the Rhinos. This is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Paytech Park tonight, 1-0 lead for the Rhinos over the visiting Puerto Rico Islanders. Little dance contest going on down on the field and up here in the press box. We're talking with the Executive Vice President of the Rhinos, Matt Ford. Matt, I know last time we talked, you were talking about the Clean Bright parking lot over here to the north of the building, maybe being ready sometime soon. Is there any update further on that?
I was over there the other day just seeing the progress, and they're doing a good job bringing the building down and readying the lot. There's a lot of debris still to be moved off site, but I think for the most part, the building, the majority of it is down. So we'll see. Can't really push them any more than we have been, and hopefully that continues to go well for us.
I know you got some games coming up, of course. You got 2 home games and 2 road games left, and trying to get my sheet of paper here. Anyway, the next game is what, the 24th, I think it is, isn't it?
Next home game for the Rhinos is the 24th. We're in Minnesota this coming weekend,
right,
on the 18th, and then we're in Montreal on the 31st, and then back home for the last game of the season on the 8th.
All right, anything special going on in those games to make note of?
Yeah, we'll be giving awards out. I think it's the last game of the season. We'll be giving awards out. MVP for the season, a few other awards for the Rhinos players. So a few other promotions coming up. So looking forward to getting a couple of wins and seeing some nice crowds back at Paytech.
Of course, anytime you have any questions concerning tickets, you can always call the Rhinos office at 454-5425 and find out what sort of ticket specials there are. This is almost the time of year every year when season tickets go on sale for next year. Is that happening soon?
Yeah, we're just putting the finishing touches to those plans, and we'll be announcing shortly some early bird specials for 2008. So stay tuned for that. We'll have information out to our season ticket holders.
You just got through the championship weekend for women's soccer, but you got another big championship national finals coming up here.
Yeah, MLL championship weekend. The Rattlers are hosting that on the 25th and 26th. As the host, we have qualified as well, not because we're hosting, because we've earned it on merit, and look forward to having a good weekend there for Rattlers lacrosse.
And Rattlers, what a great team. Man, can they turn it up a notch or what?
Both offensively and defensively, they've impressed the fans this year, and scoring a lot of goals and just looking fantastic.
Matt, thanks so much for coming up. Appreciate it. Stay dry, all right?
I'll try. Thanks, Don.
Matt Ford, who's the Executive Vice President of the Rhinos. We'll be getting underway with the second half here in just a little bit at Paytech Park. Through one half of play, it's the Rhinos 1 and the Islanders nothing. And this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Inning set to go here in the second half of play between the Rhinos and the Islanders, and Rochester with the lone goal scored in the first half of play. Johnny Menyonger again with his 5th goal of the season. And Rhinos out to a 1-0 lead. Making his way back up from down at field level, Joe Giuliano and
I'm glad
Joe Giuliano.
Exactly. I'm glad I had a chance to get down there because it's coming down more than we can tell from up here. I was down there for 5 minutes and I am soaked. I got a chance to check out the turf as well. That ball is going to be hot and skipping.
I've been saying that about you for years now.
That I'm wet?
You're all wet, yeah.
That means I'm experienced.
Oh.
No?
Well, that's one way of putting it, I guess. Rhinos now will be attacking the net to our right, and Scott Dowdle will be in goal down to our left, as Joe's looking over the pitch to see what changes there are in the lineups.
Zip for Puerto Rico. And the Rhinos look like they have the same start 11 that started the game as well. So we've got hopefully our technical difficulties taken care of, and those listening on USL Live and on our broadcast network will be able to enjoy the second half. Very wet, very soggy conditions.
Can't believe you were going on and unplugging that wire all the time.
It was tough, but you finally caught me.
Getting set to go now. Kickoff taken by the Islanders. A ball played to the outside of the near wing, left wing side. Delgado dropping it back for Rivera. He'll lay it back, and a footed kick by Segovia high in the air coming down to the midfield line. Simon Simmons and Burns tangling there. Burns drops it to the outside of the near wing for ball. Ahead up the left wing. Novak, and long chip downfield. Couple of bounces to the 18. Out to grab it is Bohanic. On the near side as Diallo is there, but Bohanic grabs the ball, holds on.
And the Rhinos, they have a strong wind at their back. Sloppy, wet conditions. Pop it in deep. See what happens. Maybe get a lucky bounce here. Just keep the Islanders under pressure.
Bohanic with a kick through midfield. And Bonsu up the back of Simmons, who now is about 4 inches shorter. The foul is called.
And Bonsu can't catch a break on these head balls. He's trying to go up, and actually at times the Puerto Rico players aren't making a challenge, so it makes it look like Bonsu is the one running up the back.
Well, I know this has been a weird night. There's a feed down to the 18, ball knocked down, chipped in wide of the post and out over the end line. Like I say, this has been a weird night, but is it me or did the officials change their uniforms?
They changed. They had their red on.
That's what I thought.
And you know, the referee, especially in the middle of the park, at times, if you got the ball and you got pressure and you're a Rhino player, you look up and you say, wait a minute, okay. And then it slows you down for a split
blended
second.
in with the Islander players
really
a little bit?
Really did.
Here's Vallow with the right foot.
They're also wet.
Sends it out through midfield. Flicked in the air by Lyons, coming down to the center circle, nodded across midfield. Simmons in behind as the ball played on the far wing and checking back to tip it aside to Scheifele for Kraft up the left wing side across midfield, nodded away to the midfield line. And underneath it, Miranda for the Islanders into the center circle. Pass ahead for Johnson, spinning around, able to chip it off on the near side, but stepping into intercept is Novak. The Rhinos have it back. Burns for Lyons, one touch right back to Burns on a return pass. Cross midfield for Menyonger. His tip off on the near side, but that's skipped by the toe of Lyons and recovered by Delgado of the Islanders. Lays it back in the middle to Delez. To the outside of the right wing, chased after there by Needham as he approaches the midfield line. Long delivery downfield. Simmons is in behind. Ball blocked away, coming down to 25. Simmons hasn't, but offside flag was in the air. And so the free kick for the Rhinos from their own 25 in the middle.
Offsides, but again, very late call by the official, and you wonder if he's playing behind the play, the referee's assistant, is he going to miss one? He's been behind a couple of times there, and he's gotten late with the calls. If I'm a forward for Puerto Rico, I'm going to push the envelope just a little bit and see if he can keep up with me.
Dowdle fights it through midfield. Ball up and bumped away, and the ball is carried off on the near side by Delgado. Left foot's it across midfield for Simmons. His left foot pops it up in the air, and it comes down to the Rochester 30. Handed away by Palguda out toward the middle circle. Johnson settling the ball. Will turn it to the outside of the far wing, and running onto it is Needham. Off the right wing, down to the 35. Rolls the ball ahead on the outside. Laid it back again along the far wing once again, and the ball is tipped to the corner, but now out of bounds. Throw in for the Rhinos on the far side of the field at their own 35.
The Islanders, every player up and off the bench, stretching out Rochester's got a couple of guys loosening up as well. Jason Perry and Stephen Shirley Black.
Right on the inbounds as the ball now cleared across out to the near end of the 18. Chased after in the near corner by Simmons. On him is Novak. Ball bouncing away. Rolls out over the end line. And off of Novak, it'll be a corner kick for the Islanders.
In Puerto Rico, they're going to try and get something going here off the restart. The run of play, it's really gone in anyone's favor. Now the Islanders have a chance at a restart. The Rhinos scored theirs earlier.
Ball placed deep in the corner. Villegas moving over for the corner kick. Goes short to Delgado, turning it out top, way out top, around the 25 on the near side. Moving in Johnson with the right foot shot in that, went wide. Missing the right post out over the end line. A goal kick for the Rhinos.
Johnson pleading with the official. That's a corner kick. I could never hit it that bad. Well, that one you did, my friend.
Sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include Dodge. Grab life by the horns. That's Dodge. By Free Time Magazine, Western New York's art and entertainment guide. And by Time Warner, get all in one. Digital cable, digital phone, and Roadrunner. One package, save hundreds.
Dallas should get some great distance with that wind behind him.
Out to midfield, headed back into Rhino territory. Through ball chased down by Bonsu. He'll turn and drop it back to the keeper, Vallo. As there was Noel turning, looking for the ref. Had a few words for him.
Yeah, he was tugged on from behind, and they kind of tried to slow down his quick pace.
They were just helping him stretch that arm out a little bit. Now as Diallo's grabbed onto, the foul is called the other way, so it's a restart for the Rhinos. Burns off on the left wing side, carried forward by Kraft. To the 35, up the left wing. Being chased there by Villegas. Rolls it ahead to the outside, deep in the corner. Lines after it, and Needham on him. Lines at the end line. He'll look for the cross. Blocked along the end line, but turning him behind, carried away by Needham. And the Islanders with the ball. 51st minute here at Paytech. 1-0 in favor of the Rhinos, and Talguda will head it aside. Burns in underneath across midfield. Long service off on the right wing side, but that's behind ball and headed away by Rivera of the Islanders. Off into the middle. The center circle is Delgado. Cross midfield to the outside of the near wing for Johnson. Up the left wing side. To the Rochester 35. Sends the ball through and moving in now. Here's a shot up off the crossbar. Dello might have got the fingertips on it. It was off the crossbar. Out over the end line. A corner kick.
That's a good play there by the Puerto Rico Islanders. They finally come in with a bit of a diagonal ball. Good run. You can see Noel pointing to the space where he wants it. The toe poke. Vallo definitely gets a piece of it. And that's a good save by the Rhinos keeper, who's seeing a little more pressure than he saw on Friday night, but Puerto Rico exposing the defense.
If he hadn't touched it, that was in the net. That was a dipping shot. Comes out top again, moving in. Johnson with a shot, punched away by Vallo out to the 18. Flick forward by Kraft, right back to John, and another shot inside. It's knocked down along the 18 by Novak. Off in the middle, Delgado. Spinning around with the right foot back to the left foot side, turning and drops it off on the outside. Moving up on the left wing is Rivera. His high shot coming down to 6, up in the air. Vallo hauls it down and throws it quickly off to Menyonger. Boy, great pressure there by the Islanders.
It sure was. And Scotty Vallo stands up to the challenge and does a great job. 2 huge saves.
To the outside, lines for Kraft, dropping it back at his 35. Talguda on the left wing. Brings it forward. We're in the 52nd minute of Paytech. Very slim 1-0 lead for the Rhinos, as now the Islanders out shooting Rochester 11-4. Cross midfield, Novak on the near wing for Diallo. That's blocked away, tackled up into the stands, and a throw in for the Rhinos on the near side at the Islander 35.
Yeah, that second goal for the Rhinos, it can't come soon enough. They need to get some breathing room because Puerto Rico, as you mentioned, starting to knock on the door and win the run of play.
And Islanders are one of the higher scoring teams in the league. Of course, Rochester the highest scoring, leading the league as the ball is booted away into the stands by Segovia. But the Islanders coming into tonight in goal scoring in the league, 4th in the league with 29 goals. Throw in off the near side, Diallo back to the outside. Novak on a give and go, trying to chip it to the end line, but Diallo had turned the other way.
Well, Diallo, he expected a cross to come into the box, as any good striker is going to do. You're going to play it to the flank, take your spot in the middle of the 18, and then Novak decides to go back outside. It's a little miscommunication there by the defender and the attacker.
Goal kick for the Islanders. Vahanic with the boot. Coming down to the center circle, lines up to head it across midfield, but then right into Rivera as he knocks the ball down, giving it off to Johnson. Delivers through midfield, turning back, and getting to it is Kraft. He'll lay it back for Vallo. Applying the pressure. In on Vallo was Noel, and he's able to play it aside just in time. The ball comes out center circle, but picked up again by the Islanders. Johnson on the attack, goes to the outside on the right wing. Ahead with it, Villegas. Long chip down inside the box. Palguda first time get away out the far end and carried off by Lines. Rolls it off on the right wing side now. Ahead for John Ball. Looking for the through ball up the right side. Chased after deep in the right wing corner by Diallo. A tackle attempt by Segovia, but Diallo gets away with the ball to the end line. High cross for the back post. That's headed up in the booted up in the air, coming down now at the 18 and nodded away out of the box. In underneath it again, Burns. Lays it off on the far side. Kraft pass right back in the middle for Burns. 30 yards out. Left-footed shot in, but that into the midsection of Mahonic, who grabs it and holds on.
That's fine. I like the choice. Burns, you're going to have a go here. Wet, slippery conditions. You've got the wide open center of the field. Go for it.
Headed away out of bounds on the near side.
Good hard shot, dipping right in the midsection of Mahonic, but it's a good choice. Good choice by Kevin Burns.
Novak drops it off. Bonsu with right-footed across midfield. Ball taken down. Foul is called. Well, I'll tell you what, there's a bad whistle right there. The Rhinos could have been in on goal.
And the official, he's done a great job of letting them play, see where the advantage comes in. And that time, just a little too quick to blow the whistle there. Good advantage if he let that go.
Poor guy. I mean, most of the time the players are all over him for making a call. Now they're all over him for not making it.
You know what? You can't win. If you're an official, you can't win. And that's a tough spot to be in.
Lines, 55th minute. He'll serve it up 40 yards out off the right wing side. He's a left-footed kicker. We'll swing it in, down inside the box. Goes for it, coming down to the 18, headed away out by Rivera. And Delgado with the right foot pushing it out on the near side. Johnson is blocked away, rolling out of bounds, and that off of the Islanders. So a throw in for the Rhinos. 25 yards out off the near side. Throw in to be taken by Scheifele. Goes short to Lines. Turns back to the outside. Pass to Scheifele. That's what took his head off, but not much you can do about that one. It's off of Scheifele and out of play. Throw in on the near side for the Islanders.
Midfield needs a little bit of a jump start for the Rhinos. A little more polishing. They're a little tired, not as involved as the Puerto Rico midfield. That's where they're starting to win the tempo of the game.
Lines off to Burns. That puts it up the right wing side, deep to the corner, but there's nobody there. Ball spins out of bounds. Throw in for the Islanders from their own 25.
Just what we talked about. The midfielders are just giving the ball back to Puerto Rico, not possessing, giving the Rhinos a chance to recover.
Delgado with a pass, turns it off on the far side. Villegas spin around, chased by Kraft, still has it. Approaching midfield, drops it back in the middle, and stepping up on the play is Velez across midfield to Miranda. To the outside of the right wing for Villegas. Has it the Rochester 40, turning toward the middle, being chased from behind. Spins back with the ball, now turns back again on the near side to the outside for Rivera. Off the left wing. Goes down to the 20, goes to the outside, deep to the corner. After it, and unable to keep it in play is Noel. Throw in deep in the corner for the Rhinos at about their own 2.
Good effort by Noel, and you almost get the feeling he's going to explode for something here. He's just knocking on the door, the touch just a little bit off, but he's a very dangerous player. He's got some time to make things happen.
Novak with a throw in on the near side, but Delgado getting to it. Well, he just puts it up into the stands off the header, and the Rhinos will have a throw in on the near side. Scheifele now sends it across midfield. Menyonger trying to break in behind. That's blocked away, but out of bounds. Another throw in near midfield for the Rhinos. Scheifele, high throw in, loops it up the right side, but headed away by Rivera, but into the middle, taken by Diallo. Has it 35 yards out. Tried to pass it away, but blocked aside, and now carried off by Johnson. Scheifele steps in and turn, knocks it up in the air. But Johnson recovers, settles the feet, and brings it away. Through 35 and a pass out on the far side for Needham, approaching midfield here in the 57th minute at Paytech. Drop back at the midfield line to Miranda. Turns, trying to get away from Burns. He'll lay it back to his own side of midfield for Velez. As he's pressured there, drops it off in the middle for Segovia. Yellow shoes with it. Right puts it across midfield out on the near side to orange shoes. But that's headed away by Novak.
Blue shoes.
Looks like orange to me.
No, Novak's got the blue.
Novak, yeah, okay. Down inside. That's carried away out the near end of the box. So you beat me at my own game.
I know, I caught on to what you were doing.
Bonsu across midfield. Diallo flicks it in the air, and that pushed forward. Turning back for it is Velez. However, the flag is in the air. Was it offside or was it a foul?
Yeah, offsides.
All right, offside against the Rhinos.
I tell you, Puerto Rico breaking down this second half. They have had much, much better of the play. Granted, the Rhinos have the 1-0 lead. Puerto Rico's got to attack. But the Rhinos' midfield has just not been a factor here in the second half.
Last midfield on the right wing. Drop back at the midfield line. Miranda pushing it forward. Long high looper off on the inside of the 18. One big bounce coming down and grabbed there by Vallo. Takes it on the first hop. Rhinos off to Minnesota next Saturday. Then returning home the night of the 24th. It'll be the next home game, August the 24th.
Montreal.
We'll be home, and that begins the final 3 games of the season, right?
It's going to be a great game.
Yeah. Montreal, and then they follow that up with a game against Montreal.
Unbelievable finish to the year.
August the 24th, Montreal coming to town. A big bouncer down inside the 18, grabbed by Bohunic. And the Islander keeper has the ball, throws it ahead out to the 35 for Miranda. And he'll left foot it off on the near wing, and in underneath it is Johnson to bring it across midfield. Novak deflects to the side, but out of bounds. Throw in on the near side for the Islanders. Rochester a 1-0 lead here in the 59th minute. Johnson has popped up in the air, blocked out on the near side, in underneath it Noel. However, the foul is called, and it'll be a free kick for the Rhinos from their own 35 as Bonsu taken down by Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons finally, though, gets tangled up in some physical play. He hasn't had many touches on the ball. At times, Noel is like the lone forward for Puerto Rico. You can tell they just haven't worked enough together to read each other very well. Simmons, one game is his second game. Noel brought in late as well. So it's going to take some time. Is there enough time, though, for these guys to get on the same page?
Battle directing traffic. Takes the kick from his own 30. Line drive kick downfield all the way to the 20 on the other side. Headed back toward midfield. Burns underneath it. Able to touch it to the outside for Novak and a pass edge. Shifley, one touch in the middle for Lines. Down to the 20. At the near end of the box. Nifty move to get away from one and another. He doesn't take the shot. Moving in, looking for the cross, but puts it away. Off of Miranda out over the end line. And I'll tell you what, Lines had 2 opportunities after great moves to take a shot, and he gave up on both of them.
He did it. I'm surprised. He did a great job. Makes a move to his left. He gets around the defender right there, top of the 18. Go left again right there. He decides to go to the right. And I'm surprised he didn't push it to the left and get the shot away there.
Corner kick off the right wing side. And Palguda to take the corner with the left foot, serves it up for the back post. In the air, knocked down, and the ball pushed away out to the 18. Spin around, trying to get a shot away. Shifley couldn't come up with the ball, and Rivera, for the Islanders, will send it up the near wing to Red Shoes. On the near wing and across midfield on the near side. That is Noel, and the ball then deflected all the way down. Either red or orange, whichever you want. Ball rolling. And Vallow say, come here. Try to get the ball to roll quicker to him as Noel was in on the doorstep.
And it does a great thing here for the Rhinos. The ball comes in the box. Vallow can pick it up, slow things down. He's not forced just to boot it right back into play.
It's a high one downfield, headed back in the center circle, where it's picked up by Burns. Drops it off of the midfield line for Kraft. Turns back, lays it back to his 35 for Palguda. Takes a look downfield, pushing the ball forward, spins back with it, off into the middle for Bonsu. Right back to Palguda. As the Rhinos trying to draw the Islanders up. A ball pushed up the left wing side for Diallo. Turns back, being chased there, drops it off of the midfield line for Kraft. As he's challenged, lays it along the midfield line. Burns drops it to his own side of midfield. Palguda and off in the middle for Bonsu at his 35. Works his way up into the center circle. Drops it back again for Palguda. A little keep away right now.
It's too early to bunker down. You've got to just keep going. Get that second goal.
Pushed away out of bounds on the near side. Nifty move by Rivera. Ball just pushes it into the path of the oncoming Rivera, who can't do anything but knock it out of bounds.
Simmons is probably going to have to come off for Puerto Rico. He's was limping a little bit and also just not making a lot of runs. Again, game shape just not there yet.
Chipped off into the middle for Noel. Chased from behind by Lines. They tangle up. Players go down. Cross midfield for Ball. The Rhinos have it. Ball up the right wing side, running deep to the corner. Diallo on the heels of Velez, who's blocking Diallo. The ball to the end line. He is finally out over the end line, and that off of Velez and out. So a corner kick for the Rhinos.
Scrappy. Velez tried to outmuscle Diallo. He couldn't. Diallo just persisted. He's going to win that ball. And it's knocked off of the Puerto Rico defender. The pace of the ball just stops right about there. It's not going to go out of play. Velez takes that extra touch. Knocks it out of play.
So Burns will take the corner. 63rd minute of Paycheck. 1-0. The Rhinos scoring back in the 27th minute. This should be Palguda to take the corner, right?
Burns.
Yeah. Is it Burns?
Yeah.
It looks like. All right, Shirley Black is in, and Kraft is out here in the 63rd minute.
Shirley Black, he plays some midfield, also is going to play defense. Kraft again coming off the injury.
And the corner kick is taken, then booted all the way downfield. I was trying to record that change, and I missed it all.
Kraft came off.
Yeah, I got that. That's what I was doing. And they took the corner kick too quick.
He didn't miss anything.
Do it over again.
Yeah, it wasn't good. They wanted to do it over again.
Cal Gouda back at his 20, plays it off on the near side for Novak. Off the right side to midfield. Ball couldn't get to it as Rivera pushing it ahead for Delgado. On the attack come the Islanders once again. Down to the 20, in front, a shot taken. Ball knocked down to the 30, getting it back at the 18, rather. Delgado, another shot blocked away, and this time it's popped high in the air out toward midfield. Diallo in underneath it as he's run off the ball by Velez. It's carried forward by Segovia. Pass to Delgado, lays it in the middle. Bonsu will kick it away into the center circle. Miranda in underneath it for the Islanders. Long up the right wing side, but nobody there making a run. And the ball rolls deep to the corner, chased after there by Shirley Black of the Rhinos.
Bonsu has been all over the field, playing central defense. His timing on the tackles is just perfect. Delgado thought he had that opening for the shot. Bonsu times it beautifully, gets the block away. He's been one of the best players in the field tonight.
At midfield, carried forward, cross midfield, tipped in the air, headed forward on the outside, getting to it. Menyonger pushing it up the left wing, but a foul is called, and Scheifele will get the foul.
Interesting.
The way the referee came running over, I thought he was going to give a yellow card. Needham is down on the pitch and slow getting up. Sponsors of these broadcasts tonight include the Distillery, now open in Greece and Ridge Road in 390. Phoenix Graphics for all your printing needs. And Connors and Ferris, workers' comp and Social Security attorneys. Call 262-COMP.
I thought Needham came in there a little out of control and more tough on the challenge than Scheifele did. And the call I thought the play should have continued. So Scheifele may have a cut on the top of his head as well. Both trainers attending to their players.
So stoppage in the action here at Paytech. 65th minute. And a 1-0 lead for the Rhinos. So far, Puerto Rico out shooting Rochester 11-5.
It was a 50-50 ball. Nothing dirty on either side. Just coming in hard. Physical challenges. Looks like Needham is up. Scheifele has to come off since the bleeding hasn't stopped.
Scheifele is coming off. It looks like Severs is going to be going on for Scheifele. So substitution being made here for the Rhinos anyway.
You got to have Menyonger now probably dropping back to midfield for Scheifele's spot. Severs a forward out and out. Goes up top with Diallo.
Well, Scheifele came off. Needham did not come off. And the Rhinos at the moment a man down. They're going to change it up now as the substitution is being made. And Severs is on here in the 66th minute.
Well, Needham is on the opposite side of the field. They're saying he's got to come to this side because he received treatment from the trainer. They'll keep him on the other side. He's right at midfield on the far side, and he's going to...
All right, he's back on anyway as the ball now kicked down to the Rochester 18, comes out top, played aside and carried off by Ball with the right foot, drives it out toward midfield, checking back to how about Diallo, nods it off in the middle, however recovered there by Rivera as he gets away from Severs. Miranda on the left wing side for the Islanders. Turned back toward the middle, being chased there by Menyonger. Spins back, drops it off. Rivera puts it out of bounds. Throw in on the near side for the Rhinos from their own 35 on the near side.
There was no way there was a foul. Scheifele just did a great job. He's really sacrificed, especially in headers tonight. He came in, collided with Needham, wins the header. And then the Rhinos were away on the attack. The referee decides to make the call.
Novak throwing across midfield, but that's kicked high in the air. Cross midfield. Menyonger bumping with Johnson. Burns in underneath it, able to lay it out for Novak on the near side. And he'll right foot it through midfield for Diallo. Stops the ball to the outside. Ball trying to get away from Delgado. Turns to the outside. Nifty move to get in behind Rivera. On the near wing now, chased by Segovia. Spins toward the middle again. He's taken down. A foul is called. And the Rhinos will have the free kick 20 yards out off the right wing.
John Ball, before he went to the U.S. futsal tournament, wasn't having the best of seasons, but some fancy footwork gets around two defenders. The Islanders are forced to regroup and finally just take him down as he tried to cut around a third defender. He has come back rejuvenated. He's got a whole new life here at the tail end of the season.
Lines is going to take the kick. He'll deliver for the back post. Up they go, hit it up in the air. And coming down to the 18, however, foul is called back in the box, so a free kick for the Islanders.
Felt good at looking for the free ride there up the back.
Bohanek, the keeper, plays it out on the near side. 68th minute here at Paytech. Off the left wing to midfield for Delgado and across midfield. On the near side, sneaks it through off the right leg of Novak, goes to the corner, chase down there by Noel as he approaches the end line. Looking for a cross for the back post, spins it through the 6 and out the far end of the 18. Ball in the far corner, chased down by Villegas. As he gets tangled up, ball rolls out. That off of the Islanders. Throw in for the Rhinos on the far side of the field at their own 15.
And talk about a player who's really just kind of fallen off the match. Peter Villegas started off in the middle of the park for Puerto Rico, then moved up to the outside, and since then, just has not been a factor at all. He's too skilled of a player to not be involved and have a lot of touches.
Throwing up the near side as the ball is booted in the air. Down to the 25, blocked aside. Simmons in underneath it once again. His pass off, turned to the outside, 35 yards out, now delivered away, but Johnson up with the ball. The Islanders still have it. Chase from behind, does get a pass forward. And knocked down by Noel at the 20 in the middle. And the ball taken away nicely by Menyonger. Pass ahead, Severs, but he's run off the ball. And the Islanders have it right back. Johnson in the middle. Turn to the outside on the near wing for Delgado on the left wing side. Down to the 25. Turns it back in the middle, trying to get a shot away with the right foot, looking to turn it back to the left foot side. Spinning around, trying to get away from lines. He'll lay it off into the middle for Villegas. To the outside on the right wing and moving up on the ball. On the right side is Needham. Down to the 20, trying to move it out in front. Blocked away, booted off on the far side into the stands by John Ball. And it'll be a throw in on the far side for the Islanders. You know who's missing from the lineup tonight for the Islanders is the other guy who's leading their team in scoring, Alberto Zapata. Sure what happened to him.
I don't even see him on the list.
He's not on the roster tonight, no.
And he's a big loss. And I think Simmons maybe trying to come in and be the replacement there for Zapata maybe. He has not done a thing tonight.
Right for it. Shirley Black up the left wing side. Gets it right back again. Left puts it further out to midfield as the ball is headed aside by the Islanders. And recovered by Johnson at midfield. Chased back to his own side of midfield by Severs. And now he lays it all the way back to the keeper, Bohanic. The auto pressuring. Bohanic will play it out on the near wing. Ahead for Rivera. 70th minute now at Paytech. Left puts it out through midfield on the near side. As Simmons blocks him off the chest. Turned back on the near side. 35 yards out. Looking for the cross. Blocked away. Gets it right back and drops it off at midfield for Rivera. Turns to his own side of midfield. Diallo knocking the ball away temporarily, but Rivera comes up with it. It's a little tug from Diallo along the near wing. Rivera's pass on the left side, but right to the feet of Novak. Got away, bouncing off one foot and then the other and out of bounds.
Tired. The touches falling away from both sides.
On the near wing, booted up into the stands. So another throw in on the near side for the Islanders, 25 yards out. Throw into the near end of the box. Simmons has it in feet. Turns it out top. Villegas makes a shot. Now turns it to the outside again along the near end of the box for Johnson. Chips the right foot down inside, booted away after the line for Lines, and with the left foot plays it out to midfield. Diallo getting bumped up right there with Segovia, and the ball then is hammered down inside the 18. The offside flag is in the air. Delgado in behind.
This is getting a little dull for the fans here. The touch is falling apart, and the attack really both sides just losing any kind of creativity. The flow to the game, the rhythm to the game is just completely stopped.
I can't tell. Is it still raining? You know, you never have been able to see the rain tonight.
No, it stopped. It's much slower than it was before, at least.
Kick from Vallo. Sends it out through midfield. Flick forward. One bounce down to the 18. It's inside the box. And moving in as Velez just goes and he knocks Severs flying. Oh, no.
It went in.
Oh, I'm looking for the referee.
No,
the ball went in.
It went in.
The ball went in the net.
I thought you were there for the goal call.
It was Velez and Severs, along with the keeper, getting tangled up. I'm watching for the foul to see which way the foul is going to be called, and then the ball bounces in the net.
You talk about long balls making things happen in this lousy weather. It's flicked forward. Velez, he's all interested in playing the body. He doesn't even worry about the ball.
Severs got the right foot on it.
Velez had no intention to play the ball there. He wanted to play the man, and you see what happens there. You got to play both, the ball and the man. Velez, bad breakdown there. Bohanic and Velez, ugly goal, no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, it's in the back of the net, and Puerto Rico has got to be a bit disgusted with that.
Well, I was wondering why Severs was getting so excited with himself. And obviously that's the reason why. He put the ball away.
Velez, I'm not sure what he's thinking. The ball's still in play.
Here's a shot. Velez going for the back post, and he misses wide across the goal mouth out over the end line. So the Rhinos are up 2-0. As Severs puts it away for his third of the season.
That's bad defending.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's like this is a Halloween night or something. It's been a weird night here tonight.
Bizarre. And the weather, I'm just shocked at Velez. Central defender, team captain, third year with the club. I mean, he knows what's going on. But I think got a little lost his cool there, wanted to get a piece of the man instead of the ball.
All right, goal kick from Vallo with the right foot. Sends it out through midfield. Headed back by Velez into Rhino territory. Knocked to the outside by Villegas, but recovered again by the Rhinos on the outside. Black with it up the left wing side. Long chip ahead. In underneath it goes Diallo.
Scored by number 20, Chad Stevers. With the assist to number 11, Hamed Diallo.
Well, Diallo records his first assist. His first assist of the season.
And Diallo did a great job to get up and win the initial goal kick, or the free kick from Scott Fallow.
Substitution for the Rhinos here in the 74th minute as Burns coming out and Bolton going in.
Burns has had a good game. Josh Bolton has had a very tough stretch. Hopefully he comes in and can give a nice defensive performance this evening. He's had a bit of a shaky run.
Through midfield, first time to cross midfield, back into Islander territory by Black, out of bounds, the far side, throw in for the Islanders from their own 35. Now the 74th minute at Paytech. Lighted out to midfield, ball knocked down to the midfield line. Bolton to the outside, and Black off on the far wing, dropped back once again. Black getting a return pass from Lyons to the outside from Bolton, and a pass ahead to Diallo. Spins in the eye, lays it back in the center circle. Menyonger, long chip up the left wing side. Bolton running after it. He and Segovia to the end line. Segovia gets to it, plays it out over the touchline on the far side, and a throw in for the Rhinos. Now Segovia and Bolton are having a few words.
Yeah, Segovia says that Bolton kind of dragged the studs up over him, but when you come in a slide tackle, hey, you're fair game. Time it better. Tough luck there, buddy.
Well, get out from underneath my studs. What the heck? You know?
Tough luck there. I'm going to come down with the same way.
But out of bounds to the far side, a throw in for the Rhinos from their own 35, or from the Islander 35. Looks like a substitution getting ready to take place here for the Islanders. You know what? It's a different name than a jersey number we're supposed to have.
Yeah, it is. 9 should be Alberto Delgado.
Yeah.
Showing up as Perez.
Well, obviously that is not Alberto Delgado, because isn't that his brother?
Noah's
brother?
No.
Oh, I thought
Alberto Delgado's a Cuban international.
Oh, so they're not even related. Here's a corner kick off the far side, down inside, punched in the air by the goalkeeper Bohanik out the near wing, and then played out toward midfield. But Shirley Black is right there, first timing it back in, and at the 6, grabbed on the fly by Bohanik. That's it. Just boot anything toward the net. Anything's liable to go in here tonight.
That's what I was saying at the start of the half. It's ugly conditions tonight. Throw it up there, see what happens. Whether it's a terrible defensive decision by Velez or a little skip on the turf, you never know.
Shots 12-7 in favor of the Islanders. Ball forward, knocked down by Bonsu, able to play it forward. And recovered again by Miranda of the Islanders, pushing it on the outside of the far wing. As we got players down, Bonsu slowly getting up as the ball headed back toward the middle. Now Brawl getting to it, hammers it out toward the center circle, but recovered again by the Islanders. Bolton taking down Velez, or Villegas, and a foul is called. Substitution here. Well, that must be it must be Delgado then. Alberto Delgado.
Yellow card for Bolton there in the challenge against Villegas. But Bonsu went down because he took an elbow to the head from Greg Simmons.
So Bolton
gets the yellow
card.
Gets
the yellow.
8,051 on hand here tonight at Paytech.
All right, so a substitution. Noah Delgado is out, and his replacement is, it's supposed to be the other Delgado. But his name on his jersey is Perez. I was wondering if maybe he had a middle name by Perez. Head ball in, one hop, and grabbed off the line by Vallo. So I guess we'll just go with Perez. Huh?
Perez, Delgado, whoever it is, comes in.
On the official lineup that was turned in by the coach,
Alberto Delgado.
It says Alberto Delgado. And they don't have a name Perez on the roster. So, I mean, it's got to be a Delgado because, they don't even have a Perez on the team.
Well, whoever he was wide open and should have done better on the header there right off the bench.
Pass up the right wing side. Trying to get to it. Ball. Looking for the through ball. Almost able to sneak it through to Severs, and it's carried off by the Islanders.
Yeah, it's definitely Delgado. I don't know why it's got Perez on the back, but it's definitely Delgado, the Cuban international.
Must be the name he goes by or something. He's got to have a middle name of Perez, and he goes by that or something.
Yeah, that's him. I've seen him play before, and that's definitely Delgado.
All right, so the 76th minute is the substitution, and that is the first sub of the game for the Islanders.
And if I'm not mistaken, the sun is maybe breaking through, folks.
Miranda, long ball down to the 18, headed away by Bonsu, flick forward by Menyonger. Severs gets the right foot on it to tip it in the air. Delgado nods it across midfield. Severs trying to get in behind Velez. Delgado catching up on the play. Through ball to Delgado, spinning around, but it got away from him, rolled under his feet, and out to pounce on it is Bahanic.
Tell you, Segovia and Velez, they make some very careless decisions. They want to get a piece of the man so bad they forget about the ball. Leads to a great Rhinos counterattack.
Bonsu taken down from behind and a tackle from Simmons, and a restart for the Rhinos at the midfield line. 79th minute and a 2-0 lead for the Rhinos.
Bonsu has made Simmons a total non-factor tonight.
Wouldn't be the first player that he's done that to.
He has just been all over the field tonight. His timing, his marking has been excellent.
Turn back, Novak at midfield. Side to side, spins it up the right side. Ball giving it off to Bolton. Dropping it back to the center circle for Palguda. Left puts it away and downfield. There's a rainbow out to the east. And the ball flighted all the way down deep in the corner, out over the end line.
Which way?
That would be east, since this is north up here.
To my right. Okay, thanks.
No, straight ahead.
Oh, straight ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
East, west.
To my right. He's looking straight ahead at the rainbow, and he says to my right.
Oh, it is to my right.
Wow. Sponsors of these broadcasts include the Ferries Group. The best seat in the house is in your Ferries apartment. See them all at Ferries.com. Food Lake, Abundant Share, and by Moliere Chevrolet Buick. They always say yes. Turning back for Rivera. On the near side, spinning with the left foot. Puts it up into the stands. Tried to kick it up here.
And the Rhinos got to be a little fortunate they didn't see the Rivera, who loves to attack down the left flank. He didn't do a lot of attacking. Didn't have a chance, really. Was forced to do a lot of defending tonight. That was a huge impact on the game.
Throw in. Novak, receivers. That's blocked away by Segovia. Pass in the middle as it comes across the midfield line. Carried forward by Johnson. Bolton chasing from behind. Lays it out on the right wing side. And after it, Villegas from 20 yards out turns back. Trying to switch it to the left foot. Knocked away momentarily. Taken away by Black. Nice job there by Shirley Black. Carries it off on the left wing side. Pass ahead. Lines off the foot of Needham in the air. Headed away. And Miranda pops it up in the air. Coming down around the 35. Ball in underneath it. Blocks it back for Palguda. Gets to it himself and then lays it back to the keeper, Vallo. Now as we're in the 81st minute at Paytech. The Rhinos with a 2-0 lead. Cross midfield, headed into Rhino territory. Knocked back into the center circle, recovered there by Miranda. Off on the near wing, cross midfield, Rivera to the left wing side. A hit for Delgado, got away from Alberto. Delgado went out of bounds. Throw in on the near side for the Rhinos from their own 35.
It's a 2-0 lead for the Rhinos, but by no means has it been a very attractive game for them tonight. Two nasty breakdowns leading to the goals for the Rhinos.
Up in the air, kicked out on the near side by Yellow Shoes into the stand, so a throw in for the Rhinos.
Not impressed with Segovia and Velez, their decision making. It's just awful. They're big, strong defenders, but you don't have to play the man every time. You've got to keep an eye on the ball. They're so content with making contact. They're going to find themselves exposed a few more times.
Throw in by Novak up the near wing. Ball knocked down. Rivera heads it away and out. Throw in this time from 35 out for the Rhinos.
Let's not forget Velez and Segovia. They're going against the smaller Rhino forwards. When Holmes and Deli come back, it's going to be a different story.
Ball trying to get in behind the linesman and wipe out Rivera as the ball rolls out over the end line. The linesman was blocking perfectly.
If that was John Ball 3-4 years ago,
he would have wiped out the linesman.
He would have been taking a swing at everybody. He's kept up his intensity, but he's been able to pick and choose where to get real fired up.
Goal kick for the Islanders. Sponsors tonight, Nothingle, Rochester's full-service realtor, and Perry's Ice Cream. Life's a bowl of Perry's. Ray Martinez coming in, and Amad Diallo is checking off as this substitution coming in the 82nd minute here at Paytech.
Diallo, full marks, great assist on that second goal. It wasn't pretty, but in the end, it's in the back of the net. Now, Boom Boom Martinez with a chance to make something happen.
Perry and Kramer, the two remaining available subs on the night. Off the left wing, it's Delgado. Is wiped out by Novak. Straight down on his back. Foul called 35 yards out on the restart for the Islanders off the near side. Johnson set to kick the ball. 83rd minute. Time now on the side of the Rhinos, as they have a 2-0 lead. Off the near wing, it's Johnson. Lays it down inside the 18, up in the air, and nodded away on the near wing, and chased down outside the near end of the box. In underneath it is Johnson looking for a cross, chased to the end line by Ball. Looks for the cross, but He just then tips it out over the end line, so it'll be a goal kick for the Rhinos. And now we can see the rain coming down.
The rain, but the sun still struggling to come through the clouds here, and the Rhinos 7-8 minutes now to bring this one home. They'll pick up the 3 points. Not an attractive win, but it gives them the 1 point lead over Montreal if they can hold on.
Dano takes his time as he sets the ball. Now he'll deliver with the right foot through midfield. Martinez with a flick forward. That's headed aside by the Islanders. Miranda dropping it back. Picked up at his own 35 and played out through midfield by Needham. Got that right to Bansu, and the Rhinos heads it off the far side. Trying to get to it. Nice job of almost keeping it in. It was lines. He slid under the ball, kept it in the line, and it popped up in the air, went to go out again as he's laying on the ground. Headed it, but not quite enough to keep it in play.
I love it. Great effort.
Concentration on the ball is unbelievable. Pass head backheel by Villegas in the air, coming down to the Rochester 25. Shot in by Simmons. As he put it off the volley, kick over top of the net and wide, out over the end.
Well, for the former Rhino Simmons, Noah Delgado, no impact at all tonight on this match. And Noah Delgado, the leading scorer for Puerto Rico, just hasn't done a thing tonight either.
Dallo placing the ball to the 6. His second game back from missing 20 with the injury. Now Sims coming in now in the 84th minute.
No, I think this change is a little late. Puerto Rico stayed with 4 in the back. They were down 1-0 with about 35 minutes left. That's the time you want to bring that extra forward in. You're down 2-0. It's a bit late now, I think, to bring that forward in for a defender.
Off of the far side of the field. So Segovia is out and Sims is in. And the ball rolling toward the middle, chasing back. Martinez drops it off for Lines. Pass off in the middle for Bolton, turning back, lays it for Bansu. First times it out to the midfield line for Martinez. To Lines, dropping it back in the circle for Menyonger. Out to the midfield line again on the near side. Bolton to the outside up the near wing for Ball. Down to the 35, turns neatly to get away from Delgado. Has it 20 yards out, long cross on the left wing side. In underneath it goes Severs at the end line, but he whiffed on it with the left foot, knocked it out of bounds with the right foot.
Yeah, what happened there is Severs, he was going to shoot it, and he was going to cross it, and he got caught in the middle there. And then maybe a better option was take it off the chest, relax, and then get a good controlled ball in the box.
Out to midfield, ball knocked down by Simmons, turn around, trying to get loose. Center circle for Johnson. Cross midfield, looking for the through ball. He hits his own player, Villegas, in the back of the heels, and the ball recovered by the Rhinos. Go back up the right wing. Murray Martinez across midfield to the outside for Ball. Return pass to Martinez as he draws it forward. Pass up the right wing again for John Ball. Down to the 20, the near end of the 18. Watched by Rivera. Ball still has it. He'll take his time, let it roll. He'll say, come on, join me for a little party over here in the corner.
I think John Ball loves this part.
He puts the ball in the corner, and then he's pushed away and out of bounds by Rivera. So it'll be a throw in deep in the corner for the Rhinos.
John Ball knows the hit. The contact is going to come. Just he's the man. If you got to delay it here late in the game, that's the guy I want with the ball in the corner.
Ball short of the throw into Martinez. Right back to Ball. Well, he usually goes right back to the corner, but this time he tried to turn it out inside the box, then knocked it away out of bounds, and then he's sent flying. And no foul is called. It'll be a throw in on the near side for the Islanders. On the near side for Delgado, 35 yards out. Put away Bolton, but out off of his teammate and out, so a throw in on the near side as Delgado and Ball tangling a little bit. The referee wants to have a little discussion with both of them.
You know, there's a little challenge from behind there. Bolton, nothing dirty. Both players get the yellow.
They both get the yellow. Bolton, for Bolton.
That's what he's done.
Yeah, that's his second yellow, so Bolton is out, and he's in disbelief right now. So this here in the 87th minute, Bolton will be ejected.
That's a tough one for Josh to take, but I think the referee, they both made contact. They're both kind of pushing and stringing at each other. It's going to be a yellow card, unfortunately for Josh. It's his second yellow.
Well, the Rhinos are a man down now. 87th minute. Fortunately for the Rhinos, coming up with a little bit of an insurance goal.
And now talk about bunkering down in the back. It's going to be very tight in the back.
What, a 8-0-0 formation?
That's what I would do.
Off the near wing pass in the middle. Martinez gets the right foot on it to knock it away. Severs back to Martinez on the outside. At the midfield line. Takes a long service downfield. Now takes it. Left puts it ahead. But the ball knocked down by Velez. And Rivera lays it off into the middle for Miranda. With the right foot. Long service downfield. That's over Bansu after it's Simmons. And he has to slow up to catch up with the ball. Now sneaks it through. Moving in the shot. Wide out over the end line on the shot taken by Sims.
Offsides.
All right, offside against the Islanders.
Simmons wanted that ball to be in front of him. Did a good job, though, to settle it down.
Yellow card is issued to Vallow. Now, I guess that's for kicking the ball away, right? Now he runs after the ball.
Oh, you better be careful.
Yeah, runs after the ball. He hustles to pick it up and brings the ball back out.
He doesn't want to show up the referee. They'll issue another yellow before you know it. Vallow got away with it on Friday. I've got to be honest. He was a master at delaying the game. Tonight, the official, that's the first shot. He says, that's it, we're done.
Vallow setting the ball. It is 22. Right foots it in the air and downfield. As the ball headed in the air out of the near side and moving in underneath it is Noel. Drops it back for Rivera. On the near wing, turns to get away from Martinez. Rivera out to the midfield, across midfield for Sims, blocked away. Center circle still controlled by the Islanders. Now the 89th minute at Paytech. Out the right side, Viegas. Long high delivery down inside the 18. Up goes Novak. Ball headed away out of the near end of the 18. And a foul is called on the Islanders. A free kick for the Rhinos from their own 10.
Delgado really no intention there to play the ball. He's looking out to get a second yellow card.
Dallas calling for the...
Oh, look at this. The referee's assistant won't let the trainer come on. They're running down the sideline. Look at this.
Yeah, the Rhino trainer, Dave DiPasquale, wants to get out onto the field, but the fourth official won't let him go out. So
he chased him for 30 yards.
You know, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, but if there's a player down on the field, what if that player happens to be choking or something?
And Vallow knows. He's right on top of the player.
Vallow was screaming vehemently for the trainer to come out to take a look at Novak, and there could have been a serious situation there. And why they won't let the trainers out onto the field, I don't know.
Delgado looks like he smashed into the back of the head of Novak there. Maybe just the initial shock is what caused Vallow to call the trainer out.
1 minute of stoppage time. Novak is back on the field. He's all right. I think he got hit up around the throat area or something.
Yeah, I thought he was holding the back of his head, but I couldn't tell from up here. But Dave DiPasquale, talk about some pace.
It's cleared down into Rhino territory. Bonsu able to hit this one aside. In underneath it is Menyonger. Always a pass ahead, but taken by Miranda. Drops it back at the midfield line. And Rivera turning back to his own side of midfield for the ball. Giving it off to Miranda. On the near wing, right foot. Clears it downfield. Bonsu up. That's headed along the 18. Somebody lost a shoe as the ball rolls and then booted outside the 18 on the near side. That's Bonsu without a shoe. 4 minutes of additional time. 4 minutes of additional time here. Somebody told me one. Am I hearing things? Down at the 18. That's kicked away and out top. In underneath the receivers.
You're hearing things.
On the near wing and across midfield up the right side is Martinez, chased from behind by Johnson, who tackles it away, and the ball rolling out. Throw in for the Rhinos on the near side from the Islander 35.
Now late in the game, 2-0 Puerto Rico. The challenges, the tackles are going to come even harder. A lot of frustration starting to show.
Lines off receivers, drops it Menyonger to the outside of the near wing. Novak to his own side of midfield for Bonsu. Plays it all the way back to the keeper, Scott Vallow. With the right foot. Just hammers it out through midfield. Martinez in underneath it. Settles it off the chest. Tips it to Lines. That one popped up in the air. Johnson plays it ahead. Hits his old man Viegas in the head. And the ball brought away by the Rhinos. Martinez for Menyonger. Spin around to the outside for Martinez. 35 yards out on a give and go. Return pass. Menyonger almost stuck it through receivers with the ball taken away. And then fed out to the center circle for Sims. Turning in the eye to get away from ball. To the outside of the right wing for Simmons. 35 yards out. Simmons has it. Looking to turn back in the middle. Sneaks the ball through inside, but offside against Noel.
Bell's going to want to be careful here. You got the yellow card for delay of game. He's kind of taking his time. He'll push it up. And after making a comeback, the last thing he wants to do is sit out another game because he got 2 yellow cards.
Vallow placing the ball to his 20. Moves the players downfield. Telling the players to move away, and now he'll take the kick. Right puts it out through midfield. Severs flicks it in the air, comes off on the near side, and the ball will roll out. Throw in for the Islanders on the near side of the field. To be taken by Delgado. Drops it back for Rivera. We're in stoppage time. Played through midfield into Rhino territory. Simmons flicks it forward, down inside the 18, chased after by Novak. Turns it away, and with the right foot will bang it up into the stands on the near side. Throw in for the Islanders. From the Rochester 35 on the near side. Now got it with a throw in for Rivera. Drops it back at the midfield line. Taken there by Velez. He'll switch it through the center circle off of the far side for Needham, drawing it up the right wing into Rhino territory. Up in the air. Gatto punching it away. Then it's a kick attempt on the near side and in underneath it back to knock it away as Martinez with the whistle to stop play. A foul was called on the Islanders.
I mentioned on the pregame show tonight, Don, that if Valo comes up with a win, he'll make 56. He will surpass Billy Andracki for the all-time record regular season wins in Rhinos history, and I got a funny feeling he's going to do it tonight.
Winningest goalkeeper in Rhinos history.
Congratulations.
When you think about Andracki, you think about
that other guy,
Pat Onstad.
He wasn't too bad, was he?
Yeah, he had a couple of wins. That's a pretty good accomplishment. Rolls out on the near side. Picked up in midfield. Villegas across midfield into Rhino territory. And sneaking away from the tackle, but then carried off by Menyonger across midfield. Rhinos on the attack, turn to the outside. It's Martinez ahead to the 35. Drawing it down to the 30. Being watched there by Rivera. Goes to the corner. Still, he steps over the ball. Makes it through Rivera into the corner and has it. It is blocked off of Martinez and then off of Rivera's foot. And now throwing deep in the corner for the Rhinos.
Ray Martinez, he wants to go forward. He just wants to go, but he knows the bigger picture, protect the lead and kill the clock. And you almost feel sorry for Martinez when he comes in. It's at that stage of the game.
Menyonger moving over for the throwing. Goes short to Martinez. Back to Menyonger to Martinez in the corner. And the foul is called, so it'll be a free kick deep in the corner for the Islanders. It'll be, maybe about a minute or so to go.
Not even. We should be at 4 minutes now.
It's Bohonic. Right-footing it out to midfield. In underneath it, Sims knocks the ball down. And the whistle blows, and that ends it. So, the Rhinos coming up with a victory here tonight, evening out the season series. Rochester with a 1-1-1 record against Puerto Rico on the season. And 2-0 wins for the Rhinos this weekend. Puts Rochester back in the picture as far as league leaders are concerned.
Great result. The game was not great at all, but again, at the end of the day, it's 3 points for the Rhinos and a victory. And that's what counts. It's most important right now for the Rhinos.
Well, Rochester on the season now at 10-8-6 record, 36 points, as they move past Montreal into third place in the first division standings. 36 points, 3 behind Seattle, 4 behind Portland, and then Puerto Rico Islanders on the season a 7-7-9 record. And again, as they were talking about Scott Dallow with a victory, now the winningest goalkeeper in Rhinos regular season history. So congratulations to Dallow on the big win here tonight. And back-to-back games. You know, we had a question just how he was going to return to the lineup after missing 20. Well, he's come in the back-to-back shutouts, so I guess that's okay.
It's a great way to come back. Scotty Vallow saw a little more action tonight than he saw on Friday, so he's getting a little more workload as we go on throughout the season.
All right, let's send you downstairs now to field level. Here's Soccer Sam.
Thanks, Don. Thanks, Joe. Nate Kraft, the crafty left foot, baby, you get to start tonight. How you feeling? How's that knee?
It's getting better, day by day. It's one of those things you just got to take day by day. So I feel good, 2 wins. Hopefully we can get the roll going.
Was it tightened up a little? It seemed like it was.
Well, I was just, I'm not 90 minutes fit, I guess I should say. I'm just starting to get a little heavy, and we're up 1-0. I don't want to take any chances. Maybe be the reason they get a tying goal. I told Coach at halftime, give me maybe 20 minutes. So it ended up perfectly.
Nate Kraft a couple years ago was working the docks, and now he's a pro player on one of the greatest teams in American soccer. Nate Kraft, congratulations on another big victory for the Rhinos.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it.
All right, back up to Don and Joe.
Sammy, thank you very much. So the final score here tonight at Paytech Park. The Rochester Rhinos 2, the Puerto Rico Islanders nothing. And this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Rhinos defeating the Puerto Rico Islanders 2-0 tonight at Paytech Park, coming away with back-to-back 2-0 victories. And Rochester now with, again, a 10-8-6 record, moving into third place. So the Rhinos have winning the last game and winning 3 of the last 4, winning the last 3 straight at home. So it seems like the Rhinos back on the winning side of things and getting a little more organized again.
Yeah, I think Scott Vallow is a huge part of that. Just the composure, the experience, the presence that he brings, and I think Scott Vallow is a big reason for that.
Post-game statistics brought to you by the Farish Group. The best seat in the house is in your Farish apartment. See them all at Farish.com. Goal scoring in the game started out 27th minute. Turned out to be not only the game's first goal, but that's all the Rhinos needed on the night as it is the game-winning goal. Added the 27th minute, scored by Johnny Menyonger, and this is the game's first goal. Sends it out through midfield. Flick forward. One bounced out of the 18. It's inside the box. And moving in as Velez just goes and he knocks Severs flying. Oh, no.
It went in.
Oh, I'm looking for the referee. The ball went in.
It went in.
The ball went in the net.
I thought you were looking for the goal call.
It was Velez and Severs, along with the keeper, getting tangled up. I'm watching for the foul to see which way the foul is going to be called, and then the ball bounces in the net. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, anything that could go wrong tonight went wrong. We're off the air all the times getting knocked off and on, and actually I was doing some rewiring, if you will, during that first goal, and the goal call on that first goal by Menyonger was actually Joe doing the goal call.
It was fun. Thank you.
And so how did he score it?
A beautiful service into the box from Aaron Lyons, and Scheifele gets all the credit on that one because he did a great job, and he committed himself in front of two defenders. Whether he got a piece of the ball or not, I don't know, but it dropped beautifully to Menyonger at the corner of the 6th. Wide open net, puts it right away.
All right, so Menyonger scores in the 27th minute, and they say unassisted on that goal for a 1-0 lead. Again, that's the game-winning goal. But the Rhinos added another one. That was the one you just heard. A mix-up in the box, and the ball skipping through off the right toe of Severs inside the net. Severs scores his third of the season. Diallo assisting, and the Rhinos out to a 2-0 lead, held on, and that's the way it ended up, 2-0 in favor of the Rhinos. Unofficial stats of the night. The Islanders outshot the Rhinos 14-7. 14 shots for Puerto Rico and 7 shots for the Rhinos. Quarter kicks even at 5. Offsides, they even up also at 5. In fouls, 17 against Rochester, 18 against Puerto Rico. In the goaltending department, Scott Ballo with the victory now is a 3-1 record. That's his third shutout in 4 games this season, and he is credited with 4 saves. Bohanic at the other end takes the loss, now has an 0-3-0 record on the season, and he was credited with 2 saves. So there's your stats on the night. Again, those are unofficial stats as the Rhinos defeat the Islanders by a 2-0 score. Well, the Paytech call of the game tonight was actually a shot that was taken, and Vallo getting his tips of his fingers on the shot, which hit the crossbar and went out, and that preserved the 1-0 lead at that time, and that was a big play on the part of Scott Vallo right there.
You know, it was, and as we mentioned just before, or at the end of the game, Vallo had a lot more pressure to deal with tonight, and it's good to see that he was able to make some diving saves, some saves off his line, and it was a real big one. If that little extra flick wasn't there off his fingers, it's in the back of the net.
All right, call of the game brought to you each game by Paytech, personalizing personal communications. Pellegrino's sub of the game tonight. It's brought to you, of course, by Pellegrino's. Always fresh, always fast, always delicious. Subs on the night. Shirley Black, Severs came up with a goal, and Bolton and Martinez were the subs of the night.
Well, Chad Severs picks up a sub tonight from me. He gets a large turkey. Tonight they scored a great goal. He worked hard.
No, wait a minute. Segovia, or was it Velez gets the large turkey?
That's true.
Is a large turkey or gets a large turkey?
Both, because that was some real suspect defending.
He's a big boy. I'm going to go tell him what you said.
He's a big boy, but he's trying to play the man. The ball's bouncing there. You got to get rid of that ball first.
I'm telling.
Oh, that's right. I'm small, but I can handle myself. Chad Severs, sub of the game.
All right, the Power Trip player of the game tonight. Well, the Power Trip player of the game brought to you by Power Trip. Get in the game.
T-Bone Bonsu, I thought, was fantastic.
All right.
He was very solid on his marking. Positioning was great. He made it difficult for those attacking players to come through. Greg Simmons, I'm sure, wanted to show well back here in Rochester tonight. Then Greg Simmons barely played tonight, thanks to T-Bone Bonsu.
All right, very good. Good choice. All right, the Excellus play of the game tonight brought to you by Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield, helping you achieve your goals. I think the play of the game has got to be that mix-up in the box, which resulted in the second goal for the Rhinos. Severs, as both the defender and the goalkeeper were going after Severs, and Velez was just intent strictly on sending Severs as far out of the box as he could with a shoulder check, but Severs still got a toe on it, puts it between him and in the net.
Yeah, that's definitely the play of the game, because at that point it's 1-0, and in all honesty, Puerto Rico, I thought, played better than the Rhinos as far as the run of play is concerned. But that goal, just so demoralizing to give one up like that, a long kick into the box. Severs just never quit on it, and then that really just took care of the Islanders for tonight.
Of course, the other thing of note in the game was 2 yellows issued to Josh Bolton, so he'll miss the next game, and will be out under suspension for 1 game. But other than that, the big win for the Rhinos.
Not pretty. Not an attractive game by any means tonight, but 3 points. You pick up the 3 points. You jump ahead of Montreal. Now you've got 36 points. It's great stuff. We'll see what happens.
More importantly, that could be the game which locks up a playoff spot for the Rhinos.
Yep, top 8 get in. I still like to see the top 4 for the Rhinos as a finish, but we'll see how that comes up.
Coming up next, the post-game show. Joe and Sam will be along, and what do you got going special?
We'll take your calls. We've got trivia, 4 tickets to give away to the Rhinos in Montreal on the 24th, 346-3000, and that'll be coming up next.
Speaking of next, the Rhinos take off for Minnesota, and we'll be joining you on Saturday night from Minnesota. Our broadcast beginning at 7:30. Joe will have the pregame show 7:30 on Saturday night as the Rhinos travel to James Griffin Stadium in the Twin Cities. I'm Don Stevens. Thanks for being along. Stick around for the post-game show with Joe Giuliano and Soccer Sam. Coming up next, the final score tonight from Paytech Park, the Rhinos 2 and the Puerto Rico Islanders nothing. And this is the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
1-866-552-1009. The Rhinos defeating the Puerto Rico Islanders this evening 2-0. Scoring for the Raging Rhinos, Johnny Menyonger and Chad Severs, one in the first, one in the second half. The Rhinos now have 36 points in the USL First Division standings. Another shutout in the books for Scotty Vallow. And the Rhinos now another 2-0 win over Puerto Rico, Carolina. On Friday, same scoreline, 2-0. Before that, the Rhinos' last shutout in USL First Division play was on June the 1st at Miami, a 1-0 win for the Rhinos. There was a U.S. Open Cup shutout against Long Island on the 12th of June. But other than that, the Rhinos have been unable to keep the score sheet clean tonight. They do that. Scotty Vallow, again, his second straight shutout of the season. Congratulations to Scott and the rest of the Raging Rhinos. I want to get your thoughts on the game tonight. The number is 346-3000. It's a free call on the Verizon Wireless at star 1040. The Rhinos winning 2-0. Was it the most attractive of games? By no means was it. And even at times Puerto Rico maybe having the better of play. But at the end of the day, the 3 points are in the bank for the Rochester Raging Rhinos. We're going to throw trivia out there as well. We've got a chance for you to win 4 tickets to the Rhinos in Montreal. That game is on the 24th right here at Paytech Park. Scott Vallow set a record tonight for regular season wins by a Rhinos goalkeeper, surpassing Billy Andracki. How many wins does Scott Vallow have? Again, he set the team record for wins tonight. Give us a call, 346-3000. You've got a 4-pack to the Rhinos and Montreal on August the 24th. Let's go down to field level now and speak with Coach Lori Calloway from the Raging Rhinos. Coach, good evening and welcome to the postgame show.
Hey, guys. Thank you for having me on. Thank you.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. And 2-0 Friday, 2-0 today. Things are starting to go in your favor. The return of Scott Vallow. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, obviously, Scott's helped a lot. We've also tightened things up a little bit in front of him. And the fact that we've got sort of 4 regular defenders on the field in the last 2 games is is a huge factor. I think even Scott would have struggled in the games 2 or 3 weeks ago, where we in one game in Atlanta we only took 3 defenders to Atlanta, and then the game here when Paul pulled up, we would finish using 2 defenders because that's all we had. So I think he's a big part of it. The fact we're getting guys healthy slowly. Nate Kraft had a good 60 minutes tonight, and that all helps, and it makes a big difference to the results and the way they're going. And we're perhaps not creating as many chances as we were when we were winning 4-2 and all that sort of stuff, but it's got to be effective soccer right now, not necessarily flashy soccer. So we've been a little bit more cautious. Guys have got a bit better mentality with more defenders in the team. At half time we're saying, look, we don't have to go forward, we don't have to win the game 2-3, 4-0. We don't get any more points for winning 1-0 for doing that. So let's be cautious and wait for them to make a mistake, and that's what we did.
Vallow obviously back in the lineup now. Harrison, Santos. What's the situation now? Are we going to carry 3 for the rest of the year?
Yeah, we'll carry 3 keepers. You always, in case something happens in the late games here in the league and then in the playoffs, we can't sign another keeper. So if Vallow went down again or Chase went down again, we'll be doing what Puerto Rico was doing tonight, with playing with only 1 goalkeeper. And I don't think we can risk that we don't have anybody that's really adequate. A field player. Last year we had Frankie, who was quite good between the sticks if we needed it. And actually Charles Becky wasn't bad either, but those guys aren't here, so we don't have that backup keeper if we've only got one healthy guy.
How about the rest of the schedule? You got Minnesota away, and then Montreal, 3 games in a row. That's to me, it's almost crazy to end the season that way.
Well, that's sort of where the cookie crumbled, I guess, in the scheduling. We had obviously something to do with it as far as the dates we wanted, and I suppose looking at it from the other point of view, you always know that Montreal and Rochester are going to be fighting for a first or second, or in this case maybe this year a third or fourth spot, and so I suppose it creates a lot of excitement in that way, but I don't think it's ideal that you play. We're not baseball and we're not basketball where you play these games, the same team so many times right off the bat. So, but it is what it is. It was set a long time ago, and we knew it was coming. And it seems strange not to have seen Montreal very often this year, but we're going to see a lot of them in the next few weeks.
Hopefully that's all we're going to see, and hopefully we'll knock them out of the playoffs when that time comes. Coach, the first shutout on Friday night since June the 1st against Miami. So defensively, a lot of guys are coming back. Kenny Burtz and Aloisi. What's the prognosis on those guys?
Well, Aloisi is still sore today, and we couldn't risk him. He's got a slightly torn meniscus deep inside. Doctors have said because he's so strong, his legs are so strong, he can probably play once he gets rid of this initial discomfort and swelling. So he should be able to feature in Minnesota, I think, or be available for selection. Burtz sees a specialist, I believe, later this week, and he's hoping to get the go-ahead the week after. So, and he's been training very hard, as is Delicate, and I think they'll hit the ground running, and we should be able to use them perhaps a week after they've been cleared.
Let's hope so, Coach. But even without those guys right now, 2 shutouts in a row, and let's hope this nice run continues. Coach, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Laurie Calloway joining us from field level. If you're just tuning in, final score tonight from Paytech Park, 2-0. The Rhinos get another shutout. Friday night, 2-0 over Carolina. Sunday night, 2-0 over Puerto Rico. The number is 346-3000, star 1040 on the Verizon Wireless. And let's go to the phones. And if our lovely producer, Allison, will get us going here, we're going to go to Eric first on the line tonight. Eric, good evening and welcome to the postgame show.
Hey, I got a trivia guess for you, then I want to talk about the game.
Eric, Scott Vallow set their record for wins by a
Number
goalkeeper.
56.
How many? You got it. 56 wins, surpassing Billy Andracki. When you're done with your point, you got to stay on the line, though, because we're going to get your information.
Absolutely, I'd love to stand on the line, but
4 tickets.
I was really impressed by the team tonight. Vallow, it's great to have him back. You kind of forget what it's like to have a top-notch goalkeeper and what a big difference it makes as far as the organization of your back line, as far as the great instinctive saves tonight. He made 2 great saves tonight that really turned it around for us. And I think that this team, if we can get a little healthy and catch some fire here, we're going to be dangerous come the playoffs. I mean, Montreal's going to be a big test. We got to win a couple of those games, but I liked what I thought of our guys tonight, and I love what I thought of Scott Vallow tonight. What did you think?
Well, I think Coach Calloway, he was on just before you, Eric, nailed it on the head tonight. It wasn't a 4-2 game, a 3-1 game. It was kind of gritty, and the Rhinos didn't take many chances. But at this stage of the year, pretty or not, you've got to get the wins and get into the playoffs. And, Vallow, I agree with you, too. He's just a great presence to have back. I mean, if I feel it up in the press box with Vallow's return, how must those guys feel on the field? I mean, it's got to be a huge boost for them as well.
It's got to be a huge boost for them. And that second goal, was it Severs, right?
Yes.
Severs, that was one of the best goals I've ever seen. Not from prettiness, but just from pure hustle. I mean, that guy, he just never stopped on the ball. I mean, that's what you got to do. I mean, that's how you win. That's how you win games. The guy did not stop on that ball. He must have barely got a foot on it. He got shoved out of the way, and he puts it in. It was phenomenal. It's one of the best goals I've seen probably in years. It's just for the pure hustle factor. Not pretty, but pure hustle.
From a pure hustle standpoint, I agree, Eric. There's definitely one of the best goals. But Velez, the defender, he had no intention to play the ball at all. He was looking for all man, and that's a boneheaded mistake from a defender there. He's going to hear it from Coach, I'm sure. Eric, stay on the line. Our producer will get your information. You've got 4 tickets to the Rhinos in Montreal, the first of 3 in a row. on August the 24th. That's coming up here at Paytech Park. The number is 346-3000. One trivia already out of the way. Another trivia coming up next here in a few minutes when we get ourselves situated. Soccer Sam now joining us as Sam gets the headgear on. Let's go back to the phones. And Henry, good evening. Welcome to the postgame show. Hello, Henry.
For the opportunity. Again, I was glad to see a victory, but I'm concerned about our style and how we're going to do in playoff. And basically, the Puerto Rico team was playing better than we did, but they didn't take the advantage in opportunities. And we got basically 2 lucky goals, which is nice. I take them. But I call this an ugly victory.
I couldn't agree with you more.
What's your opinion?
I agree with you 100%. Coach even said it too. He said they didn't take many chances. They didn't open up.
Hello?
And it was very ugly. Very ugly, I agree. But, it's 3 points at the end of the day. You're approaching the playoffs, and you got to kind of buckle things down and not take so many chances and give up a lot of goals in the back. But was it ugly? Yes. Were we outplayed? I thought so.
Am I ugly?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, let me respond. I think it's a good idea to think about a couple or 3 players to add to the team. And basically, we want to go back to the times that we were winning. We need some players. We need some investment here.
Well, I'm sure there's some work's going to be in the off season as well. Right now, Henry, Coach even mentioned it. We're stuck with what we got. We can't bring anyone else in. And we're going to have to hopefully ride this thing out and see what happens. Henry, thank you for the call tonight. As usual, we appreciate your time.
Keep in mind Santos.
Santos could still be a factor. You never know. The way this season has gone.
He wasn't given a chance because at the time the defense, it wasn't a defense. So I just hope that they didn't ruin his chances.
I agree with you, too. I talked to Eloise on the pregame show tonight. We had 1 defender in there at times with 3 midfielders who don't play defense. That's a great point. Santos, did he get a fair shot? Probably not, but we'll see if he gets another crack this year. Henry, we got a lot of calls coming in. Thank you for the call tonight.
Thank you.
346-3000. And Sammy, you join us. What's going on, brother?
Life just isn't fair. That's all I got to say.
That's for sure.
The crowd was amazing again down there. Pouring rain, people getting autographs, Scott Vale doing his thing. And we gave the defensive, or the player of the game to the entire defense tonight. We've never done that before. But I thought T-Bone and Talgudo
especially was great.
Played fantastic. I thought in the first half, my man Kraft on the outside was just toying with people. And Novak, I know you were kind of hard on him last game for the first half.
First half. Second half, he did great. But he had a solid performance.
Yeah, I think, and obviously Valo. So we gave it to the complete defense, including goalie, player of the game.
Absolutely. Let's go back to the phones. The number is 346-3000, and we have Travis joining us on the postgame show. Hello, Travis.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. You?
Good. What'd you think about tonight's game?
What?
What'd you think about tonight's game?
It was good.
Okay. Anything else?
I think Menyonger is pretty sweet.
Yeah, you like that finish?
Yeah.
Travis, do you play soccer?
Yeah, I do.
Now, our last caller, Henry, is disappointed in the quality play in the middle, I think. What do you think we need? Do you think it's midfield? Do you think it's forwards, Travis? You seem like a real intelligent guy.
Yeah, the midfield is pretty weak. But it could use a little help.
All right, Travis, you're a little too excited for us tonight. Calm down. Call back when you get some more emotion. Thanks for the call tonight. The number is 346-3000. We've got to take a quick break here. Come back, and we'll take more calls at 346-3000 or star 1040 on the Verizon Wireless. You're listening to the Heineken Direct Call-In Show on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. 346-3000. Star 1040 is the number. The Rhinos 2-0 winners tonight over the Puerto Rico Islanders. And the Rochester Rhinos now have 36 points. They jump ahead of the Montreal Impact. Sole possession of third place in a very wet evening here at Paytech Park. Let's go back to the phones. And we're going to welcome Myron to the show. Myron from Value City, how are you?
Hey, buddy, what's up, man? See, I told you before, don't panic. Remember about a month ago, when everything falls into place, when the boys come in, see, the goalkeeper, like you, Sam, you know, he directs things. And look what happened today. Man, oh man, but what I did not like is what happened after the game. You know, that's what sends soccer a bad message.
What, today's game?
So please, you know, send that to them. But you know what? The boys are ready. They're qualified. They're going to make... Hello?
Yeah, Myron, you're still there.
I was going to say,
you're saying something that happened after the game. Myron, hang on. Slow down, Myron. Slow down. What happened after the game that you're upset about?
Well, you know what? I heard about pushing and shoving the other night, you know.
Oh, the last game.
Oh, Friday.
And
yeah.
Okay. And my daughter's online, so I got to pick up phone, so I'm sorry for... all right, I got to hang up. But, Sam, thank you for the tickets and everything else like that, and thank you for the... Never mind.
Myron, thank you for calling, Myron.
Oh, no, you know
Myron,
what? You know
take
what?
the medicine, please.
Look.
Please, Myron.
We have been all over the board tonight.
No, now I'm going to stay on the line now. She's going to let me stay on the line.
All right, let me tell you about Myron, Joe.
Okay, my daughter hung up on her friend. Good.
All right,
So
good.
now-
Myron, listen. I go to Value City Furniture, Joe.
Okay.
I hear a voice. And I'm like, I know that voice. So I walk by, I come back, and it's Myron. I look at his name thing. I was like, that's who it is. It's Myron from the Collins Show. And Myron was talking to some people that were huge Lancer fans, but don't come to Paytech Park.
Yes, thank you.
So I basically offered them my tickets. My kids weren't going to come to the game Friday night. And it was Friday afternoon, and I gave those people the tickets, and I saw them at the game, Myron. They actually came to the game.
They
That was
came,
wild.
That's what I wanted. I was going to call them back. Thank you very much. Isn't that amazing? Bronco, number 20, like you said to me.
Yeah.
Hey, the boys won, but again, okay, just a call back. You know, everybody panics about soccer. You know what? It's our time now. You understand now? See, Velo's back. He can distribute ball. Look, shutout. We haven't had a shutout in how long?
June 1st was the last shutout.
Play thin, lazy, or do whatever you need to do. But you know what? Come out and see them. And I want to tell you something. We are ready. Because now, see, when you joust like that the day before, you beat Montreal used to be our nemesis. I think now Carolina is because of Chris and terms. You know what? When they joust like that, you know what? They're better. They're better. And they're going to be better with Scotty.
All right, Myron, we'll see what happens. Listen, thanks for the call. We got a lot of calls coming in line now, Myron. Thank you for the call tonight. Number is 346-3000. And Allison, we got another call on the line, I believe. And we'll talk to her about that in a second here. Jay is next on the call-in show. Jay, welcome to the post-game show. Hello, Jay.
Yeah, we got a bad connection, guys, but I just wanted to let you know that congratulations to the Rhinos. I'm an Islanders fan. I drive up every year for the game. Better team won, and much respect to the supporters.
You drove up from Puerto Rico? That's a long ride, Jay.
Well, no, I drove up from D.C.
Oh, okay.
Jay, you thought the Rhinos played better than Puerto Rico tonight?
Played well enough to win. We made mistakes, and the Rhinos capitalized on those mistakes, and, coulda, shoulda, woulda. The reality is, tonight, the better team won and got the result that they needed.
That's true. At the end of the day, it is a 2-0 win for the Rhinos. So you come up every year for the Rhinos and the Islanders. How do you like making that trip?
I come up every year. I drive. Every year the drive is miserable just because it takes so long. And it's worse tonight because usually when I leave with at least a point. And tonight I'm leaving with 50.
Well, Jay, don't forget, you guys had the best of us April 13th, a 2-1 win, and then June the 3rd, a 1-1 tie. So a little payback is always good.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks for the time, and much respect to the Stampede, Safari, and all the Rhinos fans. And I love the show. I listen online even when I'm back home in D.C.
It's awesome.
That's great, Jay. We appreciate the call and appreciate you listening to the show, whether you're here or back home in D.C. Jay, thanks for the call tonight. We appreciate your time. The number is 346-3000. or star 1040 on the Verizon Wireless.
Hey, Joe, I just want to apologize to Myron, but we couldn't hear him. It was just buzzing in our ears. So I think once somebody picked up the line, we got an interference.
Yeah, the connection was lost.
Yeah, sorry about that, Myron. We didn't mean to cut you off that way, but we just couldn't hear you. But, Jay, that's cool. Hey, Joe, I'll tell you, this team, you've talked about it before. You need to kind of peak playoff time. And this is the time to peak, man, and we're there.
We've got Pamela.
I think so. The Rhinos, Scott Vallow coming back just at the right time. Has he have enough time to save the day? We shall see. Let's go back to the phones, and we're going to welcome Pamela to the postgame show. Hey, Pam.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Good. First of all, I would like to say, yes, I'm glad that we won the game. But I am wondering, even though we win the game, why is it that the last two games that I've seen, we're supposed to be a better team than the last two teams that we've played? And those teams had twice as many shots on goal as we did. What is the problem? Why can't we get more shots on goal?
That's the problem, and we've been saying this all season long. In all honesty, it comes from a midfield general who can set the table and get away from some of the long balls and some of the half chances that we create. I think it's the lack of midfield creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy?
Okay. Yeah, definitely, Pamela. I mean, the thing is that midfield general Joe's talking about, he stops everything from happening in the middle, so now Vallow doesn't get bombarded, and he creates things up top. Where you think about it tonight, Diallo didn't get much service at all.
Nothing.
Menyonger, we got that bounce, and it just didn't happen.
The two goals we scored are restarts. Offsides, free kick by Vallow, headed by Diallo. Free kick by Lyons in the box. In the run of play, I said it during the broadcast, I thought Puerto Rico had the better play tonight.
Pamela, I talked to some people from Carolina after that game, and they said the same thing, that they're lacking that creative midfielder. And I think, honestly, in American soccer, they're missing that creative midfielder. There's just not enough of them. Not enough of them born. There's not enough of them that are willing to come play in MLS and USL. And that's what you need. And I think if we had one on this team like we did years ago, it's just that one person makes the game so much prettier.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Also, a remark about the officials. It seems as though they're kind of favoring the other team. There were a lot of plays that they just let go tonight, as well as I'm just referring to the last couple games. But why is it that they seem not to call a lot of yellow cards or whatever, like in the first part of the game, and then all of a sudden, whammo, they're after somebody. It seems as though it's our team.
Pamela, I kind of disagree with you on this one. If I look back to Friday's game, Thibault Bonsu had a clear handball in the box. Should have been a PK for Carolina. Our second goal, we had the luxury of watching the replay, the slide tackle that created the foul, the free kick by John Ball. He got all ball. So we were beneficial there. So at least on Friday night, I think we caught some breaks. Tonight, Josh Bolton getting the 2 yellow cards.
That was awful, though.
A bit harsh.
Josh Bolton wasn't even in that play. That guy got up and started pushing him. Yeah. That's Ray Boom Boom's buddy, too. Delgado. They defected from Cuba together.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, not on a raft, though. They were in L.A. No, I'm serious. They were in L.A. and they escaped from their team, but they're buddies. But he got up for some reason. I think because Josh is so tall and good looking, he'd say, "Look at me here." He's just disappointed. But sorry, Pamela.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot, and I'm glad we won the game, and hope we can keep up the good, positive direction. Okay, have a good night.
There's definitely work to do, and the players are starting to trickle back, and hopefully the Rhinos will have everyone back in time for a big playoff push. The number is 346-3000, star 1040. If you're on the Verizon Wireless, the final score tonight is Rochester 2, Puerto Rico 0. Scott Vallow, 56 regular season wins. Breaks the record set by Billy Andrecki.
Can I say it once? Billy, the superstar Andrecki. Hey, Vallow, let's face it. I mean, the kid's playing. Billy's
number 2. Billy's number 2 now.
But look, I love Scott Vallow, and he is, in my opinion, one of the best goalkeepers in American soccer. He's proven it year after year. But Billy Andrecki did not have the type of defense that Scott Vallow has right now.
But
there was some years where Smotrich.
He was, according to Don Walker, he was the best defender in the world.
I mean, it was a different era those first couple of years. I mean, but I think Scott Vallow deserves it, and I think Billy Andrecki is proud of Scott Vallow. He kind of he kind of mentored him. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
He worked with him, and he came back and worked with him last year. So I think that he did a great job.
So we got a final score out of Miami. Atlanta 3-1 over Miami. Is that correct, Allison?
Yes, it is.
Atlanta 3-1 over Miami. So now the Silverbacks have 35 points. They're tied with Montreal for fourth. The Rhinos in sole possession of third place. So Atlanta scoring some goals, and they're breathing down our necks.
Atlanta's getting back into it, Joe. They started off the season great, and they had a couple injuries, and they kind of lost a bunch of games. But now, they're coming back strong. So I think Atlanta's going to be a tough team, and it's a great city to go to in the playoffs. I wouldn't mind going there with you, buddy.
Hey, let's make it work, baby. We'll see what happens. 346-3000. Let's take one more break, and then we'll come back. This will be a short break. We'll come back and take your calls on the Heineken Direct Call-In Show, sponsored by Auction Direct. Welcome back to the Heineken Direct Call-In Show, also sponsored by Auction Direct. 346-3000. We've got a short segment here. Myron is back on the line. Sorry, Myron, we lost you there before. Welcome back to the postgame show.
I can barely hear you, but I think, hey, guys, I want to thank you for one thing, but you know what? Don Stevens' call on the goal, the second goal, then we had no clue. I'm standing here in the kitchen going, hello, are we up 1 or 2? But back to Sam, I want to thank you, and I'm glad Bronco was there because you know what, it's going to just bring more people to the stadium, because he's a Macedonian person and things like that, and it was very nice what you did, and hey, go Rhinos again! Don't panic. Remember, don't panic. We got it all. We got it all now. You know what? He's back. Look, 15 games, no shutout. Now we got it blitz. Back to back, whatever. You know what? The boys are back. I'm just worried about about Delicott when he comes back, about doing a header with his jaw wired up. The boys are back in town. Play Thin Lizzy and play in the locker room and just get together and get tight. Because you know what? We will qualify and we will win this. All right? So thank you guys and good winning, and please come see the game. Love you, buddy.
All right.
All right, Myron, thanks for calling. Sorry about the disconnection there before, but they're having trouble with the phone lines all night long. Even during the broadcast, Don took about 10 minutes off, and I had to call the game while he was fixing the wires.
It's wet here. I mean, everything's wet. But, Joe, can we do one more trivia into break?
Yeah.
You got any more trivia? I think we should do one more. What do you think?
One more trivia into break.
Because, I got my season ticket booklet today. The 2 more tickets that are left are both the Montreal Impact. That
Really?
is crazy, man. The best team in the league, in my opinion. One of the best organizations in this league. We get to play them 2 last times. And you fans, man, there's only 2 more regular season home games left. And
it's a freebie. It's an easy one.
All right.
Greg Simmons, formerly of the Rhinos, played with probably every single team in A-League or USL First Division. Also spent 1 year in Major League Soccer. Who did Greg Simmons play for in Major League Soccer?
Well, I like that one.
Give us a call, 346-3000, star 1040. This is our final break, so get on the lines now. When we come back, we'll have a short period of time to wrap this thing up. You're listening to the Heineken Direct Call-In Show. Okay, here we go, folks. Final segment. Trivia's out there. Soccer Sam's giving away tickets to the Rhinos in Montreal. Greg Simmons, formerly of the Rhinos, played 1 year in Major League Soccer. Which club did he play for in the MLS? Give us a call, 346-3000, star 1040 on the Verizon Wireless. Again, Atlanta 3-1 over Miami. Minnesota is at Vancouver. That's a 10 p.m. kickoff. And I'm going to take a chance here and say we'll be off the air by then.
Yes, we will be off the air.
So give us a call, folks. Your chance to win tickets to the Rhinos in Montreal. What a crazy way to end the season. At Minnesota, home to Montreal. At Montreal, home to Montreal. So the 24th is home. The 31st is away. And the 8th is home against Montreal. The 31st would be a great trip to make up to Montreal.
I really think we should, because let's say we don't end up playing them in the playoffs and they get eliminated. That's the last time that the Rhinos are going to be playing at the Claude.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good trip to make.
Because next year they're going to have the brand new stadium.
It'll be open in time for that.
Saputo Stadium. It's supposed to be open next year. So they're going to do what we did. They're going to start their season off somewhere else, like on the road, and then open up the stadium. That's what I was told. I'm not sure if anything changed recently. But, Joe, we should make that trip, I think.
I think we should definitely make that trip up to Montreal on the 31st, as well as other Rhino fans. Mike, you're next on the post-game show. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
We got trivia out there. Columbus Crew. Good guess, but not correct.
All right, thanks.
Any comments on the game tonight? Were you here?
No, I wasn't.
Well, Mike, thanks for the call, and get out here to Paytech Park and check out some soccer. Greg Simmons played 1 season in Major League Soccer. Which team did he appear for? He played 9 games, only had 2 assists. Now, there was talk about possibly bringing Simmons to Rochester.
Yeah, he says he didn't want to come. I mean, but he played for Colin Clark last year in Virginia Beach, and he kind of lives near Virginia Beach because his wife works in the Washington, D.C. area. So it's kind of near there. So I think that, he probably convinced them to come. They need him up top, but I think they're lacking some key players too. I think that something's not right with this Puerto Rico team. It's not the same team I saw earlier in the year.
Yeah, they had a real, I don't want to say South American style, but they had some flair and some passion. They did play better than us tonight though, but they are lacking something. What did they say?
It's like, it's kind of like having me dressed like a preppy. I mean, it's like, you can't take the flair out of these Latin Hispanic players and make them play, straightforward English type soccer, Scottish soccer. I mean, you can't do it, and I think that's what I see. I don't see that confidence on the ball. I mean, Noel Delgado used to take on 3-4 guys
wasn't
at
himself
once.
At all tonight.
He's just like, I'm nervous. If I hold the ball too much, I'm going to come out of the game. So it's too bad. But I think they're going to make the playoffs. So I think they're a strong enough team to make the playoffs. But now that Atlanta's on fire, I mean, we got to look at this whole playoff picture. We know that most likely Minnesota's going to be eliminated, Joe, and California is definitely going to be eliminated.
Yep.
And then there's 2 other spots. Who do you think the 2 teams that aren't going to advance are?
Right now, I think Miami FC is a bit on the ropes. I think Carolina, the wheels have fallen off. I really think Scott Schweitzer and his club, the wheels have fallen off there. Miami, Charleston, it's going to be a dogfight to the end there. I think Carolina, California, Minnesota definitely out of the playoffs. As far as the other spot there, Charleston, Miami, who knows? Who really knows? This league is so crazy, anything can happen.
I'm calling for Charleston, Miami to kind of fall apart there.
I think Carolina's going to make the playoffs.
I think Carolina would.
Wow.
You got Scott Schweitzer that's been there, man. He's a leader. He's going to do something. He's going to motivate these guys, and I think we're going to see the best of Puerto Rico soon. We're going to see this Puerto Rico team turn around, and Atlanta's got back on stride. So I think Charleston and Miami are probably going to sit home during the playoffs. That's what I'm saying with those 2 other teams I mentioned, California and Minnesota.
Sammy saying Carolina will make the playoffs. From what I saw, I don't think so, but we shall see how it goes. Folks, we got about 2 minutes left. Greg Simmons played 1 year in Major League Soccer. Which team do you appear for? Your chance to win 4 tickets to the Rhinos in Montreal, 346-3000. And if you're just tuning in, Rochester 2-0 over Puerto Rico tonight. Menyonger off a free kick. Sievers off of a restart. Valo restart on the offside. I still think the team needs to improve their play in the flow of the game.
Definitely, Joe. Now, on the second goal, the Sievers goal, they called Diallo with the assist. Is that how you saw it in the replay?
Absolutely. Diallo went up for the header, got the flick, and then Zagovia, the defender, or Velez, the defender, not sure what he was thinking, not playing the man or playing the ball at all. Just horrible choice of defending. So the breakdown was there. The Rhinos made him pay, but I think the Rhinos still have a lot more that they can show the rest of the league. Brian is next on the post-game show. Good evening, Brian.
Hi there.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Very good. Thanks for calling.
I got a guess on the trivia.
Greg Simmons, MLS.
Colorado.
Colorado's a good guess, but not correct. Were you at the game tonight?
Yeah, I was there. I got a question about it.
Go ahead.
How come Ray doesn't play a little more?
This is probably the 30th time we've had the callers.
Maybe 50th.
Maybe 50th at only 20 games. Brian, what's happening is Ray Martinez not fit for 90 minutes, not much of a defensive player, and Coach likes to the spark that he brings off the bench.
Mm-hmm. I think if he does that, he should do it about 25 minutes, though, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, Ray's great off the bench, and a lot of people have been in the same boat as you. They want to see him get more playing time, and we'll see how that works. Thanks for the call tonight, Brian. Greg Simmons did not play for Colorado or Columbus. Little bit of time left here, folks. 346-3000. Greg Simmons played 1 year Major League Soccer. Which club did he appear for? Give us a call, 346-3000. We got word that David Beckham did not play tonight for the LA Galaxy.
What a wimp. Are you serious? This guy, though, he's making all this is the same thing happened to Freddie Doo is going to happen here. All these fans are coming to see him. He's not going to play. Oh, my ankle, my ankle. American fans don't understand that. These football players go in there with broken arms, broken legs, they play.
Sam, I think you got to tread very lightly with the Beckham situation. If he's seriously hurt and he comes out and he tries to play and he gets further injured, then the whole 5-year contract is worth nothing. I think you got to take your time with this. Make sure he's healthy. I think he did some good things when he came in the other night.
I think he calmed the whole game and all that, but for the good of American soccer, you need to capitalize on this momentum. What's going to happen now is guys like Jim Rome and all those, Gumbel and all those guys that kill soccer or kill sports, they're going to kill us if he doesn't get into the game, and it's not going to help the game of soccer.
Well, those guys have always killed us already, Rome and Gumbel and those other clowns, so it doesn't matter what they think to me. I think Beckham, for the long haul, we got to take it easy and see what happens here as we're in the dark at Paytech Park. Greg Simmons played for Miami FC, folks. Miami FC, 9 games played, 2 assists for Greg Simmons. We've got to wrap this thing up because I can't see anything.
It was the Miami Fusion.
Miami Fusion, I'm sorry. Check that. Miami Fusion.
Miami Confusion.
Miami Confusion. All right, we're going to wrap this thing up. It's pitch black here in the press box. So final score tonight, Rochester 2. Puerto Rico, nothing. We'll talk to you next Saturday night, 7:30, pregame show. The Rhinos taking on Minnesota. Sam, final thoughts.
Joe, I just want you to know that I love you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you soon.